Let us know when we're gonna. Are we on?
We are rolling, man.
All right, so we've officially changed the name of the podcast from MadTrash to Late to the Party.
Okay.
I read late today.
Well, it's not just that. It's just that we don't talk about things super quickly. Yeah. We have lives.
Lives matter.
And, yeah, lives matter. But we just don't watch things 24/7, but we try to. So, episode 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier has happened. You still don't like that show?
No, not a fan.
Why?
It's not making me like them anymore than already. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not hyped up about it.
No, I'm not.
I think it's cool. It's definitely a huge change of tone and theme and everything, flavor from WandaVision. Mm-hmm. So that is what's going on. Dylan, do you like it?
I think it's great.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So we're into episode 2. Episode 3 comes out tomorrow.
It's like we're getting into their connection between the two.
Okay.
Their therapy sessions.
Sure.
Great.
I like that it's kind of the more political conspiracy theorist side of Marvel.
You're like looking over.
I'm looking at you because I know you got things to say. Yeah.
I have a conspiracy theory.
We're not saying you're a conspiracy theorist. It's just.
I mean, just like the way that you do the conspiracy eye when it's my hey.
Hey, this is going on.
Theory. I'm gonna look over at the beard crazy guy over there because we know that guy believes in conspiracy theories. Look at his beard. I mean, how could there not be something hiding in there? That's the secret to the government. But yeah, do you want me to go off?
Go off on it, man. I sent you those things to kind of show you, where they're going with it.
Conspiracies are real.
Second episode was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me talk about next week. All right.
No, I just. Where do you want me to comment on?
I know,
Where
just.
are you going with that?
It's a whole different deep state. It's just a very interesting, totally different realm on the Marvel side. It's like a deep state conspiracy theorist. The government is doing these things. And it's not just our government. It's been world governments. It's been like Hydra. There's a deep thing that's even beyond any government we've seen. Like a secret society running things has been since at least the 40s.
Yeah.
I think that's an easy trap to fall into.
Yeah.
You can't find the problem. Is just to push the problem a little higher and be like, oh, there must be a superstructure that's actually in charge of it. I think that's probably just a normal tendency of storytelling and how we do that. But because I don't think you solve the problem just got going up to the next level. The problem could be the U.S. government or it could be above, but. I think it's interesting that previous Captain America, correct me if I'm wrong, was a little more on the conservative spectrum. Maybe not?
No, not really, actually.
Or the comic book guy?
So Captain America was originally created as a propaganda character tool in the 40s. Literally was fighting Nazis in the comics during actual World War II.
Sure.
And he was like, this is the superhero of America. So it was like they put him in the real life setting, fictional person. So it was kind of, I wouldn't say right or left. It was just country morale at the time.
Yeah.
And then they kind of retired the character. They literally put him on ice. And then he comes back into modern day. And this gets more, I'd say the most political in the MCU version of things would be Civil War.
Yeah.
In that it kind of was. Disney doesn't get too political.
But they are, though.
If you look into
especially
it more,
with this show, they're very political. And I have... Anyway, yeah, they're getting really political with this Winter Soldier, and that's what I don't like. That's why I think I don't like it, is because it's virtue signaling, and I don't like it.
Interesting.
I don't.
What do you mean by virtue signaling?
I think that they're making it way too much about race relations in the United States right now, rather than it just being, cinematic entertainment. And it's I'm tired of being preached to. I'm tired of it. And for me, the way like it's just really really touchy for me because of especially the second episode. I had a big problem with it because here you have two super soldiers. You had Bucky and you had Captain America. Captain America, but they don't mention the third person, which is the guy that they go visit, who is just so happens to be a black man that went to jail after he fought the Nazis and was tested on. So
in the Korean War.
But Bucky doesn't say anything. Steve doesn't say anything, and this is why I'm like, this is why I don't like you guys. This is exactly why you all do these things without mentioning other people that have helped you. He was hand in hand fighting with Captain America during this time, and instead of them, doing right by him like they did Captain America, they decided to test on him and keep him in prison for God knows how long. And now you're asking this man for help? Are you kidding me?
Isn't that sort of Falcon's issue? Wasn't that the confrontation in the street when he was talking to Bucky, being like, there's been a black Captain America all this time, and I only found out today? Yeah,
that was his issue. And good on Falcon for, making it an issue, but you're also part of the problem because you backed this man. You backed both these men.
But he didn't know.
It doesn't matter. You're being blissfully ignorant to the things that were going on during that time. You blindly followed Captain America into battle without actually doing a deep dive into his history with this whole situation with Tony and Bucky and all this other stuff. Like, you just took his side, and now you're starting to realize that your hero wasn't as a stand-up guy as he was. So it doesn't make me like Captain America anymore, and it doesn't make me want to be on the Winter Soldier side, even though I do empathize with him because he was himself a prisoner of war, and he's brainwashed and went through all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm not, because you have the opportunity to do the right thing, and now you're only doing the right thing when it's beneficial to you.
So Isaiah Bradley is that character. I was looking that up.
Hey guys, just chime in, just real quick. There's a microphone on the table now, so try not to hit the table when you are.
Oh, sorry. That's me.
Describe your passionate political feelings.
Sorry about that.
But wouldn't that not make you hate the show because there actually is a character in there with that exact opinion?
No, it makes me hate the show because you're not doing this out of genuine care. You're doing this out of the current political climate. You wrote this because of the current political climate, not because you actually cared about the experiments that were done to Tuskegee, to black people during this time frame. The Tuskegee experiments actually happened during this time frame, and now you want to bring it up because this is a social climate with Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate and stuff like that. I don't like that.
So you think Disney's jumping on the bandwagon?
Exactly. If you were going to do this, you should have done this a long time ago before this became popular. Okay. That's my problem with it.
I want to chime in. I totally agree with that. And I also think we are giving the entertainment industry a little too easy and out by allowing them to just get rid of films that they backed. So Song of the South is a movie that people made at that time, and Disney just wants to go, okay, goodbye. We never had it. Mm-hmm. As opposed to saying here's this guy who is an actor in the movie. Let's recognize what he did because he did that. He's a old person that was in this movie, and he is a person of color. Can we talk about his achievements, or do we just have to wipe it all away?
Exactly.
And Disney just gets to say, "Oh, we never had that," but so by saying that, they're saying that person of color, we don't want them around. They don't make us look good. We get to hide from that. And I don't think they get to hide. I think they have to say, we did it.
Exactly. And maybe instead of hiding the movie, you highlight the man's career as an actor in Hollywood during this time frame. I don't like the fact that we're trying to rewrite history and erase what's happened in society. Yes, bad things happen, but these are the things we should be learning from instead of trying to wipe it away and hide it. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that what is going on right now, especially like the warnings that they put on Aladdin. Are you kidding me? Do you really think a child would watch Aladdin and be like, this is racist?
They put warning on Aladdin?
Oh yeah, Aladdin has a warning that says this was made during a time where the views of society was a little bit different. Please don't. We're doing our best to counter this. Don't take this as facts.
This is the cartoon?
Yeah, so-
This is the cartoon. If you watch Aladdin on Disney Plus, it gives you
Really?
a warning prior to watching the movie, but it doesn't do it for
there's
Pocahontas.
nothing-
Yeah, because
Okay, yeah, that's crazy
but
too.
here's and it doesn't do it for the Song of the South because there's no monetary value
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
to Song of the South. Mm-hmm. But there could be if for an actor that was in that. I don't
Yeah.
think we should ignore
Royalties.
those people.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Family at least. 'Cause that guy was, he was an old,
yeah.
like he said he was an old guy.
the warnings go according to how much money Disney has at stake. And so to jump on that bandwagon and say like Disney's so good because they're jumping on like they're cashing in on racism too. Like
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah,
I don't understand that mentality at all. I think it's
Did you
it's
think
disgusting.
I
other
agree. I agree.
shows made by other production companies before this were doing the same thing, or were they bringing it more into awareness? So, I think it's 2 years ago at this point. The HBO version of the miniseries of The Watchmen had a lot to do with racism.
Yeah.
As well did Lovecraft Country. They actually both depicted the Tulsa Massacre as a reference point in their storylines. Do you think they were doing the same thing and jumping on a bandwagon, or do you think they created that bandwagon and now Disney's jumping on that?
I feel like everybody's doing this as a bandwagon because it's a cash grab. I feel
Okay.
like all of the new productions of movies and stuff like that that are based off of racism, LGBTQ community, all these things are just cash grabs. You're trying to appeal to a generation of people that really, one, probably don't care, and two, don't recognize that there was a problem prior to. Kind of like when we were growing up, we didn't really, I don't know
We
how to
weren't
get.
as-
I don't know how to get into this without really getting into this.
into it.
But like growing up, we didn't see all adult situations that
sure.
kids are seeing these days.
True.
So I feel like they're just. I don't like the way that things are being manipulated these days. I think that's what my big issue is that if we are going to be having these conversations, these conversations should have been had a long time ago and not now because there's been such an outcry. Because these cries have been heard for years.
Right.
Now why are you taking it so serious?
I'll tell you why it's changed. Because of social media, because things are basically almost, in a sense, on constant surveillance. We have the control of it right now to turn it on and off and show it where we want to show it and point it where we want to point it. And so I don't know if we're that far away and I think Aaron will agree with this because he's the crazy conspiracy man. We're not that far away from everything being recorded of everything we do all the time. Like you can walk through
We're already
this.
there.
For sure.
We could already
Yeah,
be there, but
we're
it's-
already there.
It's-
Definitely.
they do watch us through the phone. Now it's going to be more like London has cameras everywhere. Is one of the safest cities in the world because you're always being watched. And this is the country that 1984 the book was created in. So think about that whole Big Brother scenario, which goes back into the show too. But also the reason things have changed is because kids are having to see those adult things, and we didn't address it before because it was easily hidden. It wasn't constantly in literally a 5-year-old's hand. So it's good and bad at the same time in that they can see this. That's a little gnarly, but also they're seeing this. Now we have to address it and be better behaved adults because before we could hide it away. Everyone sees what we're doing all the time for good or for bad, which is good and bad. It's a little nuts. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with that because it's absolutely true. But that again, why are we making children grow up faster than they actually have to?
That's a good point.
I don't think we're making it.
We're definitely making them because even if you watch a children's program, it's geared more towards adults than it is that child.
True.
Like
I do notice that.
before,
Yeah.
when we were growing up, they would have those subtle hints in there, but like you wouldn't get it because it was definitely way above your head. But now, when you watch a kid's program, you're like, hold up. that kid definitely knows what that person's talking about. There's no way that your child does not know that that person is talking about something very, very adult.
Right. Kids do know some things now that I didn't know till I was like 18. It was like stupid how late I would know some
Why
things.
are we
Yeah.
okaying programs for children that should be for adults?
Yeah, I don't know. I do notice that though. I'm shocked to see what's on, a TV
I'm not a
show
parent,
for
so
tweens. But yeah.
I'm not gonna be all that shouldn't be for kids and da-da-da." I get, I'm not gonna do that, but at the same time, it's like, why is the rest of society okay with this? Why are we co-signing this stuff, regardless if you have kids or not? This should not be okay, but we're okaying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
So yeah, not a fan of Winter Soldier. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I did all of that.
I'm sorry. I
Did all of that to
Come
come there.
full circle.
come
to
back
come
to
all the
that.
way back to Winter
If you
Soldier.
don't watch it, we're gonna have nothing to talk about.
I know. I'm gonna watch it. I am
feel
gonna
bad
watch
about
it.
making you do it because I know you don't like it.
I really don't. I'm
Would
not
you
a
be
fan.
watching it if I wasn't? I'm not making you, but if I wasn't,
If we didn't have to talk about it on the podcast,
Yeah.
I would definitely not be watching it.
It's too bad.
I don't care for those. I don't care for those characters in the comic books to begin with. So this is.
it is the
It's
most
just extra boring.
Yeah, it's the kind of the most
to me.
grounded like section of Marvel. Is that Captain America like? I want to say political, but like that.
It is political.
That side of it.
Yeah.
As opposed to witches and Norse gods that are actually aliens and a billionaire with a
Right.
suit, and a spider kid.
I read comics to escape the real world,
Right.
not to have to
Yeah.
relive it over and over
Would
again. And
you-
that's what the Winter Soldier and Falcon to me is
Okay.
like reliving
Reality.
living and working in the military, and two, just dealing like everything that is associated with being in the military and
Right.
politics, because my genius self decided that I wanted to major in politics in college, but that's why I'm not a fan of it, because it's like I deal with this every day, all day. I don't want to deal with it when I'm watching something that's supposed to be in
Right.
my comic book.
So you don't like watching those types of movies?
I
either.
don't.
So,
I
like,
don't.
Enemy of the State.
I will not watch it. I've
You're-
seen it.
I think it's a
I've
great
seen
movie.
it. It was a good movie, but
Will
it's
Smith?
just not.
Yeah,
It's a really good movie. Did you ever see that one, Aaron? Enemy of the State. Will Smith and Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Love Gene
I
Hackman.
think so. Yeah.
That was Gene Hackman's last movie
Yeah.
before he retired.
Yeah, it's good.
Gene Hackman's a badass. He's
served.
Super badass.
Yeah, he was a Marine.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
he was. When he first started acting, I think he was roommates with Dustin Hoffman.
Hoffman? I don't know.
That guy. Just fun fact. But he's one of those guys that they're intimidating just by being them. They're
Yeah.
not a dude that's got huge muscles or they're not gnarly.
It's just his face, the way that he
He's
looks.
such a good actor, such good roles. Well, he's just intense.
Yeah.
You're like, don't screw this guy because he will somehow,
Kill you.
and you don't know how.
Yeah.
That's what makes it scarier.
Enemy Lines.
Behind Enemy
Enemy
Lines?
Lines?
Oh my God. Please get the title right.
Yeah, Enemy Lines. But there was a second one with,
I got a good story.
or the first one I think it was with Owen Wilson.
There was a bunch. The first one was good, and the rest were like straight to video crap. Yeah. You look a little like Owen Wilson. Do you know that?
Don't say that to him. No, he doesn't. Stop lying to Dylan. Dylan, you know.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Wow. I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. Anyways, who wants to talk about the Nas X Montero, Lil
For the
Nas,
love of Jesus.
Lil Nas video?
We're talking about this now.
Yeah.
Who wants to hear
Was that the video I
Sonja
watched?
talk about this?
I don't want to talk
We
about
want
I
it.
to
just,
talk
it's
about it.
fun.
Why is it fun?
Because I love it.
You got an opinion.
I have a strong opinion.
So that's the video where it's really highly, but the production value on it is amazing. You don't have to like it or not. The production value on it is very good.
I'm not going to say that it's not. The production value, the team that
I
did
don't
it
know
did a
if-
fantastic
Yeah,
job.
it was
Okay.
wild to watch though.
I don't know that I'd call that amazing production. It's
For a music video, for something that you're supposed to watch for like,
I get
4
what you're
minutes.
saying, Aaron.
It's-
I do. Like, it was
It
a
has
lot of work and
no
effort.
aesthetic that is. It's just a computer
It's
video
computer
game.
driven.
with-
Yeah.
It's
but it's not a dude just in a
No.
room singing by himself. It was
okay. Somebody charged a lot for
Oh, for
that.
sure.
We can
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody charged and paid a lot. Whether or not they had an artistic concept that they were trying to deliver, and a particular aesthetic, yeah, it's not. It's not George Lucas level
No, no,
tightness in this thing.
no. But it's funny how it's just pissing everybody off. Now, we know why some people don't like it. Why don't you like it?
It's too much. It's too much.
It's a lot.
It's too much. Also, like, when this artist came out, he came out openly gay, but he also came out as an artist for children because
says he didn't.
he was performing at elementary schools for children.
know that.
He was performing at middle schools
Oh my gosh.
for children. He was also a part of the Oodles or Oodle something. There's a program that
Really?
teachers had, and he was a part of this program that they would play Old
You
Town
don't think
Road.
someone could?
Road.
Oh, they actually played that
They
song?
actually played, like, they had his music affiliated with this program
Interesting.
for children. And then he
Hmm.
comes out with this music video where he is just, oh my God, like, really? Doing the most in this music video. And now he's like, oh, well, I never said I was for kids. Really? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of school districts would like to disagree with you.
I didn't know that backstory.
Yeah. So no, he's just a troll. He's an agent of chaos, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Agent
I
of
also
chaos.
don't like the way that he is portraying gay men in the LGBTQ plus community. That's just me personally, especially because there's such a stereotype with black gay men.
Okay.
And he's feeding into that stereotype, and I don't appreciate that because there are tons of gay men in the community that are not effeminate and they're not flamboyant. So
There's tons of people like that in
exactly
general, not just
in
that
in
community.
general. But you know, like, it's just like,
I think
why are you playing that trope?
I think when you're an artist, you're expressing yourself, and I think he did a very good job of that. If that is what he's about, and that's his energy, you really got a sense of, okay, this is not ambiguous.
The
we know what's
message
going
is
on here.
sell your soul
Yeah.
to the devil because then you'll make tons of cash and we're gonna have a lot of fun in hell, twerking
think-
and lap dancing on the devil. And then I'm gonna kill the devil to become the devil because I'm all about devil worship.
I want to calm the children down for a second.
Talk.
I want to. How about this as a comparison? I think
What?
this works. Old Town Road was like a great, it was
Mashup. It was a great mashup.
but it was gimmicky. It was a
gimmicky.
gimmick,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And then we won all these countries awards. So he, in that sense, by doubling down on now I'm really gonna gimmick more. It's almost like what Sacha Baron Cohen did from Borat. Like now I can go further. Here I go.
Yeah.
We've got Ali G and we've got more what am I?
Borat,
Borat and
the dictator,
the dictator. Well, that wasn't as good. But who's the third
Rocco.
character?
DLG.
No,
There's
there's another
Ali
one.
G. There's Borat, and then there's Bruno.
Bruno.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rocco.
But he could keep going.
time.
I think he showed that he could keep going. He
Oh,
is
for sure.
that talented. So the question is, like, the cards are on the table, Mr. Nas. Are you that talented?
You know what?
If you're a Sacha Baron Cohen and you can pull this off going further, then yes. But if you can't pull it off, then Old Town Road was just a gimmick,
I
and
think
so is this song.
a better comparison actually would be Madonna in the 80s. Instead of comparing him to Sacha Baron Cohen, but Madonna just kept pushing the envelope. It was like, what am I going to do now?
But
What's she gonna
okay,
do now?
compared to
But that doesn't
Madonna
usually work,
to me
though.
is a joke now compared to all the other I
But
like
look at her in
looking
the
at her
80s.
music and
What
looking
she
at
did
the
in
80s.
She kept pushing that envelope. That's what people were like excited
Was she
about with
really
her.
pushing the envelope,
She was. You don't
though?
realize
Like-
it because it's normal now. But she was pushing the envelope with that like edgy boundary of what's appropriate to what could also almost be censored. Like really pushing
She was
that.
so tame to me. I
At the
get
time?
it. I get it in the 80s that was like really, really shocking.
Right.
But like, what? No, you were tame. You were like a kitty cat compared to what we
Aaron,
see these days.
You're there in that age bracket.
Oh wow.
Do you remember how
Wow,
Madonna was
man.
kind of like
kidding.
a big deal for that reason?
I don't remember. Yeah, I mean it was like taboo cultural
That taboo,
icon kind of
pushing.
thing and
Yeah.
pushing. Yeah, but it was like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was pushing,
Yeah,
And-
not
and-
sexually though.
Oh yeah, he was for sure. For sure.
I don't know if I
You
want to go
think
there
so?
with that, dude.
His outfit's
Michael
looking-
Jackson, he was just provocative, and then he would grab himself. I mean, when he started
Oh,
grabbing
yeah,
himself
okay.
all the time,
Yeah.
it was like, what is?
I
what's
wondered
going
what
on?
people actually thought about that. Because
Um,
again, I feel like the same thing. It's just what he did.
It was a
Okay.
weird
Yeah.
move. It was weird then, but you just you were like, well, everything he does is incredible. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna think this is incredible. I mean, because other than that aspect to his life, he was perfect as an artist.
As a
I mean,
performer,
he's the most talented maybe person. Yeah,
Ah.
I think he's one of the most talented people that's
Sorry.
ever lived. But
Some stories.
I'm a bigger
know how
fan
I
of
got on
Prince.
Well,
I
Prince
like
is a great
Prince as well.
musician.
yeah,
That's just
Prince is an amazing
that's me.
musician.
I love him.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
These cameras keep clicking. What is that?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
okay?
We'll get in.
Did it shut off?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I just Lil Nas X is a troll and an agent of chaos, and I think
love
that
that term.
he got exactly what he wanted out of this
Well,
this thing. It was
what-
shock value. Everybody's
Shock
talking about
value,
him,
yeah.
and he's got all the attention he
I don't
wants.
think
And
he's having an issue with it.
I know he's not having an issue with it. The thing that comes off to me is like, hey, if you continue to do these things, people are going to give you clout, people are going to give you money, and is that really what we want to like build our society off of? Like people doing anything and everything
Right.
they can for attention?
Well,
like
here's
that's too
one.
much to me.
I had a friend actually compare him to Marilyn Manson, because he is getting some lashback from churches with they're saying it's devil worship. To me, it's just
Yeah.
a theme.
No, it's devil
It-
worshiping, but that's just me.
See, I don't see like that imagery as devil worship. That's to me just a theme. That's what people think of as hell
Like
when
Alice
they depict
Cooper?
hell. I don't know about Alison Cooper. If you want to add to that, and I don't know what you mean. What is it?
He
What do you
had,
mean?
like the makeup and everything.
So
and
he was, yeah. You might be right.
All like
Yeah,
that
you might be right. So like that's is
hardcore
just
stuff.
depicting a motif.
It's not though. If you go frame by frame in that music video, there are no kidding symbols from
Right.
satanic.
Like he's just very
like,
detailed the motif.
He's very.
If
There's a lot of stuff going on in the hip hop community with demon time, demon
Really?
culture, demon this, demon that, and
Really?
this was no kidding another homage to demon
has
time.
that been going on for a while?
Yeah,
'Cause I heard
it
that
has
guy as
been.
far back as like DMX.
It
and-
actually started with like Biggie. Biggie had a clothing
Really?
line with 666.
But you don't think they're just doing that? To
It
be
never
tough?
came out. No, I don't think so. I think that
Rock and roll's been doing
the
that.
rapper 6.
Like metal and rock and roll's been doing that.
yeah,
Like Danzig and all those guys.
It doesn't make it okay. It's
Good.
still. I am a big believer in energy and
Mm-hmm.
passing energy, and when you do things like this, you're giving those types of things energy. Demon time, that's demon energy. Like
don't think
these
that's-
people are literally selling their souls for clout.
But you don't think that's just like the theme they're going
No,
with?
I don't
like
think
a
so.
band, you know who Danzig is or Misfits?
Yes.
Okay, so they're kind of satanic-ish, but it wasn't like they were like sacrificing babies or doing anything. It was just like they dressed like that. They looked like that. They wanted to look
wanted to have
scary.
the-
Their logo was a skeleton face. Like that was the
heavy metal
theme that they were doing. Exactly. Yes.
Hoodoo, voodoo are real things, and
Mm.
I think he definitely knows what he's doing. And I think that all these things are, no kidding, sacrifices and rituals that they're doing to get people all up in it for energy. I believe that 110%.
And you think the other artists were doing that as well?
I definitely think so,
So
because
there's-
the more that they do these things, the higher that they reach in the charts, and everybody's always
so they're
talking
doing
about
it
that.
because they made a pact with the devil.
I don't
Or
think
they're
I don't know if it's I
channeling
made it a pact.
satanic energy.
They're doing
to-
hoodoo, voodoo. Like Azalea Banks talks about this all the time. She's a practicing witch. She practices hoodoo all the time. So
Okay.
there's no doubt in my mind that this person knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows exactly what he needs to do to gain that shock value to be at the top, because that's what's cool nowadays. More shocking, more shocking, more shocking, and I'm gonna get more money, more people are gonna pay attention to me, and I'm gonna live the best life. Meanwhile,
Okay.
we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but I definitely think he knows what he's doing. And with the shoe, with everything that has been released in the last week, Satan has been trending every single day this week. Lucifer, thank God,
Really?
Lucifer has been trending every single day this week. Hell Party has been trending. Like all these things
Hell
have been,
Party?
yeah, like
What is
Party
that?
in Hell and stuff like that. Hell seems like a lot of fun. Shotgun, all this stuff has been trending this week. There's no way that this is not part of that demonic energy.
You think
that
demonic
they're
energy are
trying
people just
to
seeing
feed.
one thing and they're going with?
Exactly. They're telling
To
you
me, it's-
exactly what they're doing,
it's no
and
different than
everybody's
Halloween.
like, meh.
To me, it's no different than Halloween. It's just scary imagery.
If you say so, I don't think so. I think that energy is a real thing, and that
Well, yeah.
this is no kidding, real sacrifices, real rituals, real
So you
everything
think
that
they're
they're doing.
sacrificing?
Oh, we don't know
people?
we don't know what they're doing, but I definitely think that the imagery that he used, he did it on purpose because it is part of a hoodoo or voodoo ritual. And they're telling you exactly what they're doing, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's just entertainment. It's just entertainment."
Right.
It's not just entertainment. You know what you're doing. So I'm not a fan. I don't think that. And my other thing is that if he had done this with Muslim culture, if he had done this with Jewish culture, if he had done this with Hinduism, Buddhism, it would be way worse. People would be way more offended if he had done it with that. But because it's Christianity, everybody is like, oh, you're just super religious, da-da-da-da. Everybody can make fun of Christians with no repercussions whatsoever. But if you go for another religion, you're now canceled. Like, it's just, it's ridiculous. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I hate
Back
it.
to the music.
Yes.
So you brought up Marilyn Manson, right?
Yeah.
What about Rammstein?
I mean,
That's German.
Similar
Yeah.
motif.
But it's like
They're just they're going for a weird energy aesthetic. Yeah.
but they're considered worse than Marilyn Manson.
I mean,
in
I don't know
terms
that.
of music because they were banned touring
I
multiple
don't know.
times. So I wanted to get Sonja's.
I mean, I don't know. I don't listen to their music, so I have no idea. Speaking of sacrifices, did you started watching, which is super late to the party, which is fine because I told you to.
Super late.
Marvel's Runaways.
Oh God, that movie. That
No, I
shit was
started to
terrible.
watch it, but then
it
I
was
ran away.
terrible.
Did you tell me you watched episode
was
9
boring
or
as
something,
hell.
and that was it, or did you watch the first episode?
I think I was watching it and then I just
You skipped
started,
ahead to
like-
number 9.
I just started going like on REI and just started looking at stuff and then
Oh,
I had
and
it like
you
play
woke up.
through the movie, the show, and then I was like, oh, it's at 9.
Did you watch the first episode?
I saw a
Where they
couple
kidnapped that girl and then sacrificed her? Or
yeah,
tried to?
that was like a hardcore shock factor right there. It was like boom,
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty
happening.
good, yeah.
Like now you gotta
Why
solve it.
didn't you like that show? That was pretty interesting.
It was boring as hell.
You think everything's boring?
No, I don't think
You
everything
do.
is boring, but that show was boring as hell. It was
I
like,
thought it was
ugh.
pretty neat. I think secret
I can't even get
societies
into it.
are kind of a thing.
I think
I'm
and
fascinated.
this is my exact point on the imagery in his freaking like that. You just made my point for me. You literally just made my point for me by saying that.
He does have
Which
like
point?
more like a scientific.
Secret societies with secret rituals with secret everything. You just made my point for me.
It's interesting.
It may be interesting, but it's also real, which is what I'm saying, that he's doing this on purpose.
Okay.
Oh my God, never mind.
Why are you
Never
upset?
mind.
Why are you
Never
mad at me?
mind. I'm not mad. I'm
Yeah,
just
but-
saying, like, this is a real thing. And
Rammstein gets pretty dark.
Are
though.
you still on Rammstein?
he is still on Rammstein. Nobody
No one
listens to
listens to
Rammstein.
Rammstein.
Nobody's. We're not
Sorry,
German.
bro.
Am I the only one?
Yes, you
Yes.
are.
They had that one song that I know.
Do us?
Yeah. And then
That's
I
another
don't know
fact.
if you're saying anything bad in German right now, so don't.
He's not.
I don't know what you're doing.
He's saying you hate me.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys hate me right now?
Oh my God, Dylan.
Dylan, enough with the Rammstein. Do you think they're going to reintroduce, because they're talking about enhanced people and being on that bandwagon again, but I just like characters. Do you think that'd be a way for the MCU to reintroduce Luke Cage?
What?
Because Isaiah and Luke Cage have a similar origin story. They were incarcerated, experimented on, given powers. The Netflix shows of Marvel have kind of been erased.
This is so random, but okay.
Why?
No, because like we were talking about something completely different, and now we're talking
The
about this. No,
Rams
listen,
team stalked
we
me,
got
so
it.
I'm
We
like,
got
we
it. We
got-
got
we're
it.
away from
I got
that.
it.
Do you think it's going to be a way for them to bring back Luke Cage, possibly?
Well, I heard that they were bringing back all those Netflix characters anyway. They just haven't figured out how they were going to do it.
They just do it on Hulu.
It was supposed to be a new, some new like Disney Plus shows that they were going to bring back these characters and actually also feature them in some of the bigger movies, because I think Jessica Jones, it has a thing with Spider-Man or something.
Oh, really?
I'm not into, like, I can't remember what they call them. What do they call them? They're like the group with Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. Thank you. That I'm not big into the Defenders. I don't know much about them. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do.
Right.
But I did hear that they were going to like let the people that did the Netflix shows,
Actors?
yeah,
Which is great.
reprise their role. Especially the guy that did Daredevil. I did watch
Love
that
him.
one. He was
Love
really,
that.
really good.
Did you watch the first season? Was amazing.
I watched the first season. I didn't watch anything beyond that
Really?
because it just seemed really, really repetitive, and I was like, ugh, this is
Yeah,
boring.
a little bit. But the bad guy it was actually a group of people in the second season was called The Hand. It was
Wait, was that Jessica Jones?
They may have also been in Jessica Jones because there was a whole crossover. Eventually there was a Defenders show for one season that had all the characters from about, so it's
Jessica Jones,
Daredevil,
Iron
Jessica Jones,
Fist.
Iron Fist, Luke Cage.
Excuse
I feel
me.
like I'm missing a guy, but I'm not.
Jessica Jones, Luke Cage,
Iron
Iron Fist, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the Punisher was a part of that too.
Punisher's a spinoff from the second season of Daredevil, but he's not part of that team.
He's not?
Punisher, for you, I would think psychologically, you would put back into the Captain America side of things where it's too real.
No, I like him. He's always on a rampage.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
You like Punisher?
Love Punisher.
Yeah, you would.
I've seen the whole.
He's always on
I've
a
not seen the
rampage. I
second
love
season,
it.
so that's something we could. Have you seen the second season on Netflix?
I have seen all of it.
Okay. All right. Well, I need to watch the second season.
Yeah.
Do you like John Bernthal?
I don't know who that is.
The guy who
Oh,
played
yeah,
Punisher.
yeah. He's great.
I think he's perfect for that.
He's great.
He's like the best there has been. There's been like 3 guys I think played Punisher.
2.
3 including him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about the movies or the show?
Oh my
Both
God.
right now.
Keep
So
up.
Thomas Jane was Punisher. Whatever. That movie was,
It was
cool,
alright.
but I don't think it was a good
It was
Punisher.
It was alright.
There's another one with a British actor who
Yeah.
was having an American accent.
Yeah.
2 and
That was a weird movie.
I didn't see that one.
2 and 3.
Well, and then John Bernthal's like the real Punisher to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever watch him in Walking Dead, or did you never watch?
I
that
never
show?
watched The Walking
Who's doing
Dead.
Walking
I
Dead
will
too?
watch The Walking Dead, though.
Very late to the party on that. You're very late to the party on that.
I
but
know
it's a
I
great
am
show. It's a
because
great
I
show.
don't like. So I hate watching TV shows
Yeah.
as they're happening.
Really?
I'd rather them get canceled so I can binge everything rather than having to wait for the episode the next week and the next week and the next week. So I don't usually jump on things until it's like 3 seasons in.
Gotcha. Well, we're
And then I
10
can be.
now with
Oh, okay.
Walking
Then
Dead.
I can watch
Yeah.
it because that means I have like a lot
It's
to
still going
watch.
on. Yeah.
Cool.
So
The Walking
So
Dead's
I'll
still
watch
going?
that.
still
but
going. Did you ever watch Vikings?
I love that.
I feel like you'd like that.
I've seen a couple episodes.
Aaron, did you ever watch that Vikings? I feel like you'd like that too. On history.
Yeah, look at me. Of course I did.
Aaron is a Viking.
Yeah, no, it was great. I think I watched the first season, something
show's
like that.
interesting 'cause they
It's just like history plus sex and violence.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, or showing the sex and violence is now like a thing. There's documentaries on Netflix now that are like history of Rome, and it's like lots of sex. And
Oh my
have you seen
God.
those?
Yeah, I
They're
have
good.
seen those.
It's just
on
funny.
History?
It's like a new genre.
Is this on History Channel?
No, it's on Netflix.
I need to
But
watch
it's filmed like a history documentary.
Yeah.
So they'll like interview the historian and stuff, and they'll
But
be
then
like,
they'll have like sex scenes,
Yeah.
and you're like, wait,
Yeah.
what? What is happening?
Yeah.
Then they got together. What?
Bob's your uncle.
Sure.
Okay.
Anyway, Aaron, there's a history of swear words on Netflix.
I love it.
okay,
Hosted by
I
Nick
should-
Cage.
Yeah, it's
I
so
should
funny.
check that out.
Nicolas Cage, yes.
Yeah.
It's funny because in the beginning he feels like very stiff, and by the time you get to the F word, you could tell he's like in love with
That word.
That word.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, this is my favorite word to say. Yeah, it's pretty great. So.
I love when they start with bitch. That's like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
it's
they
my
start with
favorite.
the tame ones and they
yeah,
go up.
and then they go up, and
they
you're like,
finally hit the
wait,
F word.
that's a real
Yeah.
cuss word? Like, there's words on there that I was like, I didn't know that was a cuss word, but okay.
It's amazing to see how old these words actually are.
Yeah.
And they actually were saying them back in like BC times.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's good. You should watch
yeah.
it.
Have you seen it, Aaron?
No, I haven't.
You would love it.
I should see it though.
You would absolutely love it. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
it's just the history of every word.
Because
and where they
Nick
came
Cage
from.
is also like really, Nick Cagey.
Yeah.
Nick Cagey about it.
Yeah.
And he gets to be himself like all the way.
He's a
It's
weird
awesome.
dude.
He is.
I feel like he's a fun
really
dude
is.
at the same time. He's like a fun, weird dude to hang out with.
You know how kids
I don't
like
think
when
you
they
could
learn a
keep up
cuss
with
word
him.
and they say the cuss word
Uh-huh.
in like a rebellious way. Here comes.
Yeah.
Really exciting. I feel like Nick Cage,
Is like
if
that
you
all the
could
time?
see that when he was a kid, he would have been the best of
Yeah,
that moment. Like you
Yeah.
want to see Nick Cage say that dirty word.
Because he's really good in the movies
'Cause-
when he finally says it. It's always
Yeah,
like a
it's-
build-up scream.
Like, he's one of those
Yeah.
people. He's like Samuel L. Jackson, where I really
He
thought
has
that
to say it,
Samuel L.
yeah.
Jackson invented the word motherfucker. I thought
Yeah.
that was it. I was like, oh, okay, so he made the word up. He did that. It was him, And then you've got the other guy that said she.
That guy.
That guy's
guy's
on
on
it too.
He's on that show.
Yeah.
Nice.
When they do the shit word, as
Yeah.
he says it, and they record
That's
him,
great.
and he's coming back to interviewing other people, and they
He's
say
still going.
They say that he's been doing it for like 48 minutes, just going shit.
But yeah, it's a good one.
What's that guy's name?
I don't know,
He's
but
great, though.
he's in Chips.
He's in everything.
It's great.
That guy's in everything.
He made me really mad in that movie. Thanks for Caring or something. The new one with like
I
Peter
Care a
Dinklage.
Lot?
Yes.
Is he in that?
He was the judge, and I was like, "Really? You can't see through this woman's bullshit?" I was so mad
That
at
movie
him.
is the worst. There's nothing redeeming about that movie.
No,
It's like about
absolutely
two people
not.
who screwed over everybody, and then the only thing that
And
happens
got
is
away with it.
got away with it, and then like someone shot you, and then you're dead.
Maybe we don't know.
She's dead.
We don't know.
I want her to be dead.
Well, we all do, but we don't know.
I hate those characters that the actress plays. Cause did you ever see
She's
Gone
always
Girl?
a bitch.
She
She's
makes me
always
scared
a
of women.
bitch, right?
Like they're just psychotic.
Her and the one that played the nurse from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That one,
Nurse
those
Ratched?
two, yes,
Did you see
Nurse
Nurse
Ratched.
Ratched?
I saw a couple episodes and I was like, eh,
What's her name? Sarah Evans, right?
Sarah
Evans?
something.
Yeah.
But I don't like her at all.
She's
I'm
a great
like,
actress, though.
she
She's
is,
a
but I'm
really
like,
good actress.
man, you might want to
Yeah.
stop playing these roles because I think you're way too good at
Did you
it.
watch American Horror Story?
I did not.
She's in all the seasons.
I bet she
She's
is.
great.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
She played a crazy mom. Have you seen Run on Hulu?
No.
Oh, you should watch it. That's why I'm like, that lady should probably stop playing these roles, like for real.
That's her thing, though.
She
Like
needs
you
to
want
stop
a,
it,
like
not
a
be that thing.
genius psychopath woman. That's who that is.
She's gonna get typecasted like
I
Glenn
think
Close,
she is typecast.
and then she won't be
Like
able
Glenn
to do.
Close? Was
Yeah,
Glenn Close
Glenn
type-
Close.
I think she's versatile. Great actress.
Glenn
What did she
Close
close-
always gets casted as the crazy psycho woman that is like insane, and then she
Devil Wears
always
Prada?
loses. No, that was Meryl Streep.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, she always loses to Meryl.
Meryl's great, too.
Meryl's fantastic, but
I don't know why, but I feel like those two women have the same vibe as Bonnie Raitt, even though it's completely not related.
Who?
Bonnie Raitt.
who was that?
You know Bonnie Raitt? Like, she would hang out with Meryl Streep and Glenn Close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
She's an amazing guitarist, amazing musician.
Okay.
Very, very good.
Okay.
But like, she's like the Glenn Close, Meryl Streep of music. Like, it's just that same vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's if you don't know her music, it's hard to say. But yeah.
Bonnie Raitt fits into the whole like I don't even know, but she fits into like the guitar god category.
Yeah.
Like so if you have
She's so
like
good.
we're gonna have this thing
So
and we're gonna
good.
have we're gonna have Eric Clapton and we're gonna have so and so
John Mayer.
and John Mayer
Yeah.
and and Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie
and
Raitt
Bonnie
is
Raitt would be
like
up there.
the country
She's like
female
she's
of
not so
that
country
genre.
where it's like it's country. It's really like Tom Petty was kind of country.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Americana.
So
She's more like a
Americana.
Tom
Okay.
Petty.
Yeah.
Americana
She's like a
kind of
female
thing.
Tom Petty, ish, sort of.
Yeah,
Same vibe.
yeah, same vibe.
Also Meryl Streep and Glenn Close.
Also
vibe.
Meryl
yeah.
Streep.
Okay.
At the same time. You can
Yeah.
do two things at once. A lot of
Sure.
people do things at
Totally.
once. Yeah. So, anywho. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the Eagles were like very like homespun vibe, and then there's another side of the Eagles that's very like doing a lot of coke all night vibe. You know what I mean? The Eagles had two vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
you
did.
know, also had two vibes.
Yeah.
Bob Seger, same
They
vibe.
have
Same
like
vibe.
the Americana country vibe, and then the coked out
and
vibe
the
is
coked
the
out
like,
and the Hollywood Hills vibe. at
hey,
the same
Hollywood
time.
Hills,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
disco-y. And,
Interesting.
yeah,
I think Bob Seger captured that too, right?
a little bit.
Yeah,
I
think
mean,
it's the
those
same.
guys,
Yeah.
those guys in the '80s. There's something about that whole era of music that's so awesome, though. Like the rock gods of the '70s
Yeah.
get rich and do like
Ridiculousness.
ridiculous
Yeah.
stuff, and so their music was like. It had this gloss over it. They couldn't get to the angst anymore, but it has this nice polish to it. There's something you can hear it, you know?
Do you think Almost Famous kind of captured that vibe?
No, this is like
essence?
after that.
Mm.
This is why
Eagles.
Eric Clapton can't
Yeah.
be Hendrix, because he just kept practicing, and then you can never have a feel like Hendrix
Right.
if you, I don't know. Yeah, Almost Famous though. That's like a perfect movie, man.
Did you ever see that movie?
Nope.
Really? That's a good one. You should see that one.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie?
No.
I would see it.
That's
great
one of my
movie.
favorite
Barrymore in
movies
that?
of all
No,
time.
it's, Kate
It's
Hudson.
so
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
good.
It's great.
Almost Famous is good, even if you don't like that. You don't have to have any connection to that kind of music.
No.
It's just
Was it
just great.
80s
just
rock or
filmed
70s?
well.
Oh,
70s.
rock.
So the band was like, they weren't loosely based at all, but like they were like, okay, here's a band that's really similar to Led Zeppelin.
Oh.
Well, he is it Kirk Cameron is the director?
No, it was Kirk Cameron.
James Cameron?
Not James Cameron.
Cameron Crowe.
Cameron Crowe.
Okay. He went on
That was a
tour
journey.
with. I've heard he
Hey,
went
Cameron.
on tour as a young man with like Zeppelin, I think, or one of those
Okay.
bands. So it's kind of like
So
autobiographical.
The
That was
band's
like his
an
coming of
American
age
version
tale.
of Led Zeppelin. They're
Yeah.
a fictitious band, but like they're like a huge that band for that time kind of motif. And it was like his first assignment writing, right? And he traveled with
Yeah.
his band. He wrote
Yeah.
a life piece about them. Falls in love with one of their groupies, and it's
Who's Kate Hudson?
who's Kate Hudson in the movie? And
Which-
it's,
wow.
and she was a
Wow.
great, yeah, she was great,
Wow.
but not great. Yeah, it's just a great story. It's like a true story.
She was also married to Chris Robinson at the time from
True.
the Black Crows.
From the Black
So
Crowes.
that was kind of her life too.
Yeah.
I think that's what made the movie cool is that the director had lived that life and that was kind of her
Kate Hudson's
her
life
life.
at the time. Yeah.
So it was a
Sorry,
cool like
Doug
I don't know, it was a way to like
okay.
represent that era. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good movie to see.
I'll think about it.
It's a good summer movie.
We can't convince Sonia. It's hard to
No.
convince
I'll think about
Sonia.
it.
It's kind of hard to convince people to watch a movie nowadays too. It's like, yeah, dude, there's a giant gorilla, and there's explosions.
Oh my
and,
god,
like,
we're back to freaking King
Of
Kong.
course, it came out yesterday.
Who cares?
Me, I'm gonna see it. I'm
Okay,
thinking. I'm
so
thinking
go
of seeing
see
it in
it.
theater. I'm thinking of doing that.
We'll have fun.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Are you gonna see that movie, Aaron? Godzilla vs Kong.
Probably not. I just know what's
Just
gonna
watch it
happen.
on
They're gonna
HBO
fight.
Max,
They're
it's
gonna
free.
explode stuff.
It looks great.
It's
Even if
kind of
not free.
predictable.
What
at
if it's
this
on
point.
HBO Max and you watch it at home?
Then I would have to not watch something good at that time. And I don't know that I'm
Aaron,
like.
you understand me. You understand me so well.
Speaking
Yeah.
of good things, so you started watching Resident Alien finally.
Yes, it's really good.
It's
I
funny,
love it. It's
right?
funny. It's
Yeah.
very funny.
It's really funny and hard to watch. It's very awkward at times.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But he's like capturing the essence of being a human, and I love that.
He's an adult learning how to be a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Not
it.
really an adult though, because he's an
No,
alien.
he's kind of like a child alien.
He's
like,
kind of really a dick.
He's not. I mean, he's just different. He
Right.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, he operates on a different level
Mm-hmm.
from everybody. It's good. I like it. He's funny. I love Alan.
I love Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites of all time.
He's my favorite in
Yeah.
the Harley Quinn show.
Yes, because he plays Clayface. He plays Joker and
He
Clayface
plays
and a bunch
everybody.
of other things. Do you remember when he, for like 3 episodes, he was that college girl?
Yes. Oh my
Because
God, he's so
he
good.
morphed into her.
My
Yeah.
favorite is when he plays Batman. He's like acting. It's so
did
good.
you like him as K2SO when he was in Rogue One? Do you know
I
that?
didn't even know that it was
He was the
him.
robot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch
wow.
again, you know it's him. Watch it again,
Okay.
you're like, that's definitely Alan Tudyk.
I'll have to watch it
similar as K2SO, which is the droid name, is very similar in personality to Harry Vangerspiegel. Because he's a robot without emotions, and now he's like an alien without emotions.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty similar if you watch it.
Okay.
I think that was like I think that might be how he got this role.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I just thought he got it because he's awesome.
he's also awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's like the weirdest version of a comedic actor,
I like it.
but he's a comedic actor.
Yeah, I like it.
Did you say you watched the whole season?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know if I've seen the whole season. I'm watching it
Oh,
on Prime.
I'm not gonna
and it
ruin.
comes-
I'm not gonna ruin it for you.
Last thing I saw
Wait,
was
Prime. It's on NBC.
it's on Sci-Fi.
It's on NBC.
Is it on NBC
It's on
too?
the Peacock app. That's
which
how I
is
watched it.
Sci-Fi is owned by NBC.
Oh, I didn't know that. Everybody's trying
so
to be
did you
Disney.
get it all at once at one chunk from Peacock?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm on Prime and it's going week by week. So you've seen,
What episode are you on?
I think 9. What happened? Okay, they just came out of the crevasse, and now his leg was growing back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Have you seen more than that?
No, I think I'm.
I think
I
we're the
think I'm
same.
right there. I
Yeah.
think we're caught up now.
Okay. So we're good. You haven't seen
Yeah.
the whole season.
I thought that it was the whole season that was on there because it was like 9 episodes. So I was like, oh, okay, cool.
So that
That had to end.
that woman that's on the FBI agent side, I don't know if they're the FBI, but the really kind of like sociopathic
His
crazy
wife.
one. No, that's not his wife. His wife was the British lady.
Oh.
You missed that? Remember the British lady that like came to visit him? And
Yeah,
she's like, hello,
yeah,
where
and
have
he
you
was
been?
scared of her, like deathly afraid.
So there's a FBI team after them, guy and girl, and the woman is far more aggressive.
Yeah.
And has killed people.
Yeah,
And
on the way to finding him.
what do you think her deal is?
I thought she was an alien.
I think she's an alien too. I think she's another one of him trying to
Yeah.
find him and kill
But the
him.
other guy that she's with seems like he's an alien
no, he
too.
just seems stupid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was an
No,
alien.
he's
I thought
just
they were like
clueless.
trying to figure out things
He's
that
just
on
like
Earth.
being bullied around by her, basically.
He needs to stand up for himself.
Like he's a FBI guy, but he was always worked in the not
computers,
in the field.
yeah.
And then she's basically an assassin when she's not supposed to be.
That was what, like,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, she's like
She's just
literally
killing
out here
people.
killing people, and he's not saying anything
Yeah.
or reporting back to anybody that, hey, she's killing everybody we interview.
But she's so extreme. I think she's an alien.
I think
Harry's
so
extreme.
too. Yeah.
So
I thought that she was.
it's a good show.
It's great. You guys should
And,
watch it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, what haven't you, what
That's
have
what-
you
that's
seen
why I'm
is
in
the
quiet
better
corner right
question.
now.
Can you get
Haven't seen a
Peacock?
lot.
Is Peacock free?
It is, but if you want like premium content, you have to pay for it.
Is that
And,
premium content?
No, it's not
Get Peacock,
right
bro.
now.
Eric, get Peacock too.
Right
Flag.
now.
Spread my wings like a
But Peacock just released this really awesome thing on.
Actually, Get
Gacy.
Peacocked is the next Nas single. It comes out next week. It's called Get Peacocked, and I've
like
already got
it.
it.
I like it.
got it advanced
He'd be
leaked.
like, hey, dude. None of that. He'd be like, yeah, it's a good idea.
I
It's
don't
good.
think he'll
Dress
fly
up like
with
a
that.
pink cock
No, he
and
will.
everything.
He will.
He's got
But
some
yeah.
balls, that man.
Ugh,
Yeah. Pushing the envelopes.
way too much. Way too much. Let's reel it in.
gonna soar.
Just a little bit.
Do you know the band, similar in visual style, Empire of the Sun?
Yeah, love them.
They're great.
They're fantastic.
Do you know that band, Aaron?
No.
I love introducing him to new music.
Yeah,
He's gonna love
I do.
I'll
them.
have to check it out. Empire
Okay.
of the Sun.
Empire
Where they're
of
from?
the Sun.
Yeah.
They're from Australia.
Right on.
So imagine if Prince had a band with David Bowie, or they had a baby and that baby was a band.
I wouldn't say Prince.
All right.
I wouldn't
It's
say
that
Prince.
It's like watching a band if the band was Cirque du Soleil. But
That-
they played music. They weren't doing acrobatics. But like if
Their music videos
Okay.
look like that
if
though.
the guys from Cirque du Soleil said, "Hey, we're gonna make a serious band," but imagine it being that type of music you would hear too. But like the visual of that, if Cirque du Soleil was a band, it'd be Empire of the Sun. There's a whole like
yeah,
visual. There's
yeah,
a
I
whole
can
visual
see
thing
that. I
going
can
on there.
see that.
All right. That
People
makes
say
sense.
people say the
be a good
Flaming
vibe.
Lips have a whole visual thing. These guys,
Flaming
is that
Lips.
on
They're really good
steroids.
though.
Yeah,
I love
they're
the
amazing.
Flaming Lips. Yeah. Great.
Did you see the episode where Harry, the wife, who's the real person, the mayor's wife, was asking him about New York and how he described New York by saying that there's law, and there's order,
Yeah.
and there's criminal, like whatever the line is from
Yeah.
that.
Law and Order.
Yeah, and there's district attorneys who prosecute these. Yeah.
Dun, dun.
And that's how I describe New York. It's
Yeah.
great. They're like,
Law.
what? There's law
order.
and there's order. Speaking of which, I don't religiously watch Law and Order, but my favorite character was Stabler, and he returns tonight on a 2-episode crossover.
Okay.
There's SVU, which I call that's the Special Victims Unit. It's a hard show to watch. I was going to call it something not great that I should say. It's a hard show to watch. And then new spinoff is
Quotations.
I'm a T-Rex talking. I'm an Italian
okay.
T-Rex using my hand to talk.
That's what
That's
it is.
what this
Okay.
is.
I was trying to figure it out because he keeps signaling to me like this.
Is this even in screen? No. This is like floating in the middle of nowhere. No one sees what I'm doing.
We'll stop
That's
doing
what makes it better, man. It's so good.
I'm talking with two
It's just
fingers,
like-
but like moving them around like I'm like an Italian T-Rex.
Okay. That's a thing.
I'm Italian. I wish I was a T-Rex. Law and Order. Organized crime.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, that's happening. All right. So I put these guys on it. We'll see if they ever do it. Because they don't do anything I say, even though they're
Oh
not
my
supposed to, 'cause I'm
God.
not a dick. I'm trying to put Dylan and Aaron, if he wants to, on the chronological trek on Star Wars. So watching the first episode all the way through to current, which
Wow.
might take you.
That's like 8 hours.
No, it's a lot longer.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's a
I don't expect you to have
long
it all
time,
day.
man.
Yeah.
I better have some time in my
So
life
what I
for
want you to do
this.
is watch The Phantom Menace. Have you done that yet?
No.
No.
Sounds
Aaron,
like
you've
it's a
seen
menace.
that. You've both seen it though, right?
I've seen it for sure.
Seen
I've actually seen it a couple times
Excuse me.
because every year for a while before they had too many stupid movies, when they only had 3 stupid movies,
Okay.
my wife and I would watch all 6 like,
Okay.
every couple years. I don't
So-
know, just like to remember them.
What you do is you watch episode 1, Phantom Menace, and then Attack of the Clones, which is one of the worst named movies because who did they attack? They were just all of a sudden there. No clones attack.
It's just like
Sounds like a
after the
monster
B
movie.
movie thing, which
Sounds like
you
a monster
shouldn't
movie,
name.
when it should
Yeah,
be, we made a clone army. Here it is. Star Wars, a clone army. There you go.
We don't do things
There's no clones
like
attacking
that.
in that movie.
Right.
It's like, hey, we're clones now. Next movie. It literally does that. And then it goes, oh, now the clones attack. The next movie should be called The Clones Attack. Attack of the Clones. Boom. Anyways.
Excuse
Attack
me.
of the Clones.
Yep.
And then you watch The Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. You still haven't done that, have you?
It's. Do you know how many episodes there are?
Many.
It's so
Many.
many episodes. I'm trying. Okay, I have other
I'm glad
things
you
that
are.
you want me to watch.
I'm glad you are.
To have a conversation about, but there's so many episodes.
You watch the movie, The Clone Wars, which
Yes.
is a CGI movie, and
Yeah.
then the series that comes off from that right away,
yeah.
which is 7 seasons.
Oh my god.
Which is 7
I'm
seasons.
never gonna get these done.
And then you watch Rebels, which is 4 seasons.
Okay.
And then you watch Rogue One.
I've already seen Rogue One, so I don't have to watch it again.
And then you watch the original Star Wars. You watch A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
And then you watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to watch the sequel movies because there's garbage.
Okay.
But now, also, you can watch The Bad Batch, which is a spinoff of The Clone Wars. It happens like directly after The Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. I showed you guys the...
You showed us the trailer.
it looks really cool.
And that's coming out May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like my holiday.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can. I think we gathered that.
That looks so cool. I love the Clone Wars. It looks a lot like the Clone Wars, especially in the later years when things were a lot sharper. In the so basically, what the Bad Batch is they're a enhanced clone unit. Mm-hmm. 3 guys originally. There was a 4th that was added. There was like a rescued clone who's basically kind of a droid at this point. They don't look like the other clones. They look individual. They're very individualistic. They all do a specific thing. They all
Oh, is
have-
that how we got the individual clones from in the future? Okay, so they finally explained that. That's great.
Yeah. So basically, it's that. They're sort of... So they're a task force that have rebelled on their own, not with the rebellion from the Empire after the Clone Wars. After
Led
the,
by Solid Snake.
No, he looks like Solid
He
Snake.
looks
He also
exactly
looks
like
Rambo.
Solid Snake. Nah,
But
he
that's
looks like
Hunter.
Solid Snake.
But they are escaping the clones and doing missions. But what it looks like to me is like the A-Team in space. Yeah.
Okay.
But it does look fun.
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. I think
Dylan,
I'd
you'll love it.
The only thing that I will watch it is because he does look like Solid Snake, and I'm like, what is this crazy guy
Clone
gonna
Wars
do?
characters are some of the best characters from the Clone Wars show.
Okay.
Some like Captain Rex and Cody, some of my favorite. Then they have the same face, similar voice, like literally the same voice, but they talk similar. The guy who did all those voices was amazing. But I don't know, they're just really cool characters.
Dylan, what do you think?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna be cool.
There is
gonna be cool.
two characters in the trailer that I saw that one is from The Mandalorian,
Okay.
Fennec Shand, who was played by Ming-Na Wen.
Okay.
Do you remember
right.
her? You watched The Mandalorian, right?
No, I
didn't
haven't
watch
watched
The
all
Mandalorian?
of it. I have not watched all of it. You have me watching all these little like Star Wars things, and I'm trying to catch up.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Jeez. Do you want me to do it or
Anyways,
not?
I do.
Wait. Since we started this
Freaking
podcast,
A.
Mike's been texting all of us like, "Hey man, I have 300 hours worth of TV for you to watch. Have you
Right?
watched it yet?" And we're like, "Dude, it's been like 10 hours total time. No, I haven't got to the 300 hours yet. But
Syllabus of the month.
so we're not there yet. So
I
yeah,
know.
Mike, I haven't watched it either.
I
Sorry.
don't really
I need
expect
recaps.
you to.
I think I need recaps for like the Clone Wars.
I
I'm
don't
not
really
gonna watch
ex-
7 seasons of
No, it's
cartoons.
fine. I don't really expect you to, but if you ever just been like, you know what, I'll try it. These are the
No,
things.
I've
that
tried
I'm
some.
saying, hey.
I've tried some Clone Wars.
Don't they have?
It's
Do
good.
they have abridged versions of these things? Because if they did, I would watch
I
that
think,
in a
I
heartbeat.
think you can look online and be like, what episodes do I really need to watch?
No, I'll just do the abridged version, which is
Well, I don't
awesome.
think-
Have you seen like the abridged version of Yu-Gi-Oh and
Is it
like
on
Dragon
YouTube?
Ball Z? Yeah, it's
Okay.
freaking. They're like
Dragon
voiceovers,
Ball Z
so
has
freaking
some
hilarious.
long
I watched the
episodes.
original
Yeah,
version
but
of
if you watch
Pokemon.
the abridged version, you get everything like that.
Got it.
It's hilarious too. Like it's so funny. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh one, the guy that's American. Every time he's like in it, they play like I'm proud to be American or something. Like every time, like in the background while he's talking, there's nothing but like American music playing, and then there's like another
Like
guy
rock and
that's
roll.
like supposedly like the hottest guy in Yu-Gi-Oh, and every time he talks, there's like I'm bringing sexy back. Anytime he's on scene, it's freaking hilarious. Whoever does it, they're really good.
This must be what it's like talking to me because I had no idea what any of that was.
This is the abridged version of
really like
Yu-Gi-Oh.
talking to
It's
you.
so hilarious. I'm
Like,
telling
you're
you,
really
should
into
watch
this.
it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you
Yu-Gi-Oh.
when we're done. Like, I'm gonna show you the abridged version
Isn't
of
that
Yu-Gi-Oh,
like
and you're
a-
like, you know what? I would watch
That's the
this.
guy with the brown hair, right? Who wears like the
No.
the long jacket. He's like, I'm the cool guy, or is that the guy? With,
Dylan, put your head down. This is not
I
a
don't know the
conversation
names,
for you.
but I know the guys.
No, that's not a guy. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh. But if you say so,
It's the guy in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sounded like
it's
Constantine
not.
or something.
No, yeah, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yu-Gi-Oh is like a competitor of Pokemon, right?
it's not. I don't feel like it's even the same thing. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are completely
I would say
different. I
Magic.
feel like yes, exactly. I would
Magic
say
or Dragon
Yu-Gi-Oh
Ball Z?
is like Magic.
No,
Magic the Gathering, the card
yeah,
game. But
yeah.
there's never,
Yu-Gi-Oh
there's
was
never
like
a show
that.
of that.
No, there was
Yeah.
never a show. But I feel
Okay.
like Yu-Gi-Oh took Magic and Pokemon and put them together,
Probably.
and this is what we get. But it's actually really fun.
What
I'm
does
not going to
Yu-Gi-Oh
sit there and lie.
mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think
What
that's
does it
just the
stand
name
for?
of the
'Cause
guys.
Pokemon's Pocket Monster
Yeah, but Yu-Gi-Oh
know
is
that?
the name of the character. Like that's the name of
the dude.
The dude,
So it's
and
like
then you
Yum
play
Yugi.
you'll duel the do.
So he's like-
duel. That's what they do in the
sounds like a game show.
in the freaking like cartoon. They have that music every time they duel, and like Blue Eyes, right? Dragon or some crap like that. Anyway, my brother's really into Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah,
so
I've
like
seen the movies.
I've seen his deck, and it's like serious. Like it's
This
a real
sounds
thing.
serious.
I have a
It's a
serious
dead
deck.
serious
Wow.
thing. Like you have to make
I
sure
don't
your
feel so bad
deck is
talking about all the
good.
things I talk about. And
Right?
you being like, what the hell are you talking about?
Exactly,
Yeah.
because you don't play card games.
I
I play
don't.
card games.
Okay.
I like them.
What
They're
type
fun.
of deck did your brother have?
I
Is
don't
he like a
know. He's
dragon
got
deck?
a ton of
'Cause I'm like,
decks.
I didn't when I did
Oh, wow,
it.
you're
I
into
was
this too.
more like a weird
Oh, wow.
kind of guy.
Yeah, my brother, like,
They had the cool-
one
the
of
cool
his
decks.
decks got banned, and I didn't even know that
Why would it be
happens.
banned?
The cards were, I guess, sometimes the cards don't age, or you can't beat this card if it's played, so they'll ban it to make
Right.
it fair for other people.
Huh.
Because my brother's been
Because
playing
if they're too
Yu-Gi-Oh
rare, like they have
for
like this.
forever.
They have like illegal moves.
Yeah, and he's got all the like super original cards where like kids that play now will never be able to get these cards.
How does the company ban them? Do they send out?
They just send out rules that this can no longer be
It's a
in your
league.
deck. It's a league. Yeah, it's like a
league.
legit
Oh, really?
thing. It's like a big thing.
That's
I wonder
They have
if
tournaments and stuff at bookstores and everything. It's like it's a legit
How long
thing.
have I actually been to tournaments?
like and time
It
wise,
depends on how many matches you're going to play that day.
but like one match. How long's one
Well,
match?
one match with one person
Yeah.
can take like it depends.
Take me an
it
hour,
can take
hour and a
forever.
half.
For reals?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like
It's-
playing.
It's a legit thing, like a
is like
legit
playing
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And also, my friend who I don't talk to anymore.
So they're not your friend.
Sorry, guy.
Now I want to know.
Okay,
the story.
I have a question. Do you think it's ever happened that like somebody did not design something to be like a cultural obsession?
Yeah, like what it was.
Like
Yeah,
what it
there's-
was?
there's
Like
things
it's just
that.
like Cracker Jack,
Yeah.
game. And
Yeah.
then suddenly everybody gets into this and there's like all these calls at Cracker Jacks like, what are the rules? Like you gotta give us some definitions.
So cool.
Like the instructions on this tattoo
Yeah.
could be so much better. Like everyone gets into it. And then the guys that invented it are like, why
Yeah.
did this happen? And I don't know that we should have rules.
Yeah, it's like
I want to
Uno,
know where
and,
that
like,
happened.
You know, Uno came out and was like, you can't stack, draw twos
Okay.
and stuff, and everybody's like, first of all, you don't know how to play your own game. Shut up. This is my house rule.
Uh-huh.
I can stack my draw twos. Because
Right.
Uno was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. And we're like, everybody's like, okay,
The
first of
world
all,
has been doing this.
you don't know how to play your own game.
Yeah.
Shut up. You know, like it's kind of like that thing. Like everybody's
That's
like, no,
funny.
no, no, you don't know how to play Uno, even though this is your game. We've
Yeah.
established these rules, and this is what
That's
it's
weird.
gonna be.
That's a weird phenomenon. I've had people show me what they do, like as their job, like when like new jobs and whatnot, and then I start doing it. I'm like, this is the way you show me is not anywhere near efficient. Like, what is happening? Like, you can actually push this button instead of like walking around it and looking at it in a funny way. Like, people get weird. I don't know, and they think it's the right way to do things.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's so weird.
To like go off of like Sonja, what she said about like making rules, and then like Aaron, like how did it get popular or how did it get so big? I think it's also
Yeah.
to do the fact that what we talked about earlier, the trendy factor, like how it's just how big can we make it? Like after a while, probably the game makers or whatever are like, okay, this is great, but then people were like so obsessed about it. How do we make it bigger? And then within that kind of realm of making it more popular, people were doing like their own things and then having their own way of playing it.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I get what you're
Does that
saying.
just go Dungeon Masters on you?
I get
You're
what- I get what you're
There's
saying.
a lot of like loop on loop. Like,
He's talking about like house rules and how like game
Right.
companies will come back and be like, "Hey,
This
this
is-
is not how you do it."
Right, and they'll have rules.
okay.
And then everybody's like, "No, this is how we do it. You guys are wrong. Make it a rule." And they
I
do.
get what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
that's what he's saying.
I don't
I
necessarily
think that's what he's saying.
Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, people
Maybe
won't
not.
make it a
I
rule.
guess I
Like
was
it will
wrong.
be
I
official,
don't know.
but people will allow it because it's
Because
something.
it's house rules.
Right,
You get to make
like,
your house rules. Like
you
when
gotta
I
make your
play
house rules.
Uno,
But, like, in
I hate to
tournament-
keep saying about Uno, but like when I play Uno at my house,
Yeah.
you have to say Uno out, or
Yeah,
you have
that's
to
a
draw
rule,
more.
for
It's
real.
not a rule. According to Uno, it's not a rule. According to them, it's not a rule. I'm like,
No.
nah, that's a rule. Y'all don't know how to play your own game.
Is there rules that come with an Uno deck?
Yeah, there
Is
is.
it in there?
No, it's not. But that's my house rule. You have to say
But we've
Uno
evolved
out.
as a society to play Uno one way.
Yeah, you
and
say
Uno's
Uno,
telling us
Uno
not
out.
to do it that way.
Yeah,
Like
it's
they're
a-
the only ones telling us not to do it that way.
yeah. The people that came up with the game, they
That's
were
so
like, "That's not a
stupid.
thing," and I'm like, "Okay, you can't play at my
Yeah,
house."
So
no.
there's two rules I remember from Yu-Gi-Oh. One, you have to have a limited amount. You have to have a certain number of cards in your deck because a lot of people that don't do tournaments, they would have like 40 cards or like 50.
Okay.
So that would be like, because there was a rule, if you run out of your deck, you lose automatically.
Okay.
So if you run out of all your cards, you lose. And there was another rule about like the Egyptian like
I have no idea.
I know what he's
star.
talking about.
They banned that because it was a magic card that you could revive like a card.
I mean, it's a
monster
culture
card.
all to itself, is what it sounds like.
It is. It
Yeah.
is a.
I'm getting
It's a
nerdy.
dead serious
Getting nerdy,
thing.
dirty.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh is no joke. People that
It's like people that play tennis. They all know each other, and you know,
All the
it's
rackets.
a scene.
it's a serious thing,
Yeah.
and like
Michael
those
the shoes.
cards do you can sell some Yu-Gi-Oh cards for some big bank.
And
like
they use them. There's not a collector's card. Like I need this card in
No,
my
but now
deck.
there's-
So I
not
have this-
only
so I have
that,
this tool.
but people that do collect them, like
There's
that, you can make some good money off of Yu-Gi-Oh
Now
cards
there's, like,
if
a
you
new
take care of
generation.
them.
There's like 2 new generations now.
Yeah, but that makes the older cards even that much more
Probably,
rare and like
yeah.
more like
More-
badass.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you don't make that much money off of.
Yes, you freaking do.
I mean,
do you
depends,
have a
but-
Blue Eyes White Dragon mint condition from the original, like,
Wow.
no kidding deck?
No.
Exactly.
But, like, I sold the deck with
Aaron, is this
pretty,
what it's
like,
like talking to me?
with some pretty good
Dude,
cards. to
Sonya knows her
have
stuff.
that were pretty
That was
original.
amazing.
And I
You
sold
sounded
it for-
like
I sold it
that
for,
sounded like a
$20 the
line
whole
out of
deck.
was the Sandlot, the baseball. Do
Yeah.
you have a Yellow Dragon from the? Yeah.
The very first holographic edition of it? No, you don't. So therefore, you cannot tell me that that card's not worth a lot when it is.
It's okay. I've lived it.
What?
I guarantee your deck does
I
not
lived it.
stand up to my brothers.
Wow,
The
guys.
movie.
Okay, we'll stop. We're gonna move on because I swear to God, next week I'll bring my brother's deck and you'll
Do
be
it.
like, "Holy
I
crap!
like to
I
see
don't
them.
have
These
my
are some
cards
legit
anymore.
The
cards."
dragons are cool, right? On 'em?
Yeah, they're very awesome.
Yeah. I'm into art. So.
Yeah.
Like Magic
Their
was
cards are nice.
Magic was kind of like Dungeon and like
I want
Dragony.
to play Dungeons and
I've never
Dragons. I've
played.
never played
never
it, but I
played.
really want to do it,
Sounds
and I
like
want to
you-
find
Do you
someone.
think you would know how? I've never done it because to me it's like that's
Magic gets more critical
Complicated.
in rules.
No, I want to do it because
Gets a lot more critical.
I
in
know
rules.
I've heard that like your dungeon master will literally make the game, and so I just want to try it one time to say that I've played Dungeons and Dragons once in my
Okay.
life. I want to do it. I want to find a good dragon master or dungeon master so that I
that a
can like
person?
do it. Yeah, there's
Like
a
they have people
person
that
that
do it?
like does he like
I'm a
the
dungeon
temple.
manager. Come
he's
here.
he's the dungeon master and he'll like tell the whole like adventure for the night and
That's a
how many
thing.
like
Wow.
I want to do
Oh,
one.
so it's like you're making like.
So
like
he'll be
sequences
like
from like Mordor.
he'll be like
you know,
the travelers are going into this cave. Will they come out of the cave like unscathed, or are they gonna have to fight like this witch and stuff? And so like the person, you'll have to roll to see if you have to fight this witch or if you can go through the cave like by yourself. Like he dictates what's going on in the board, and it's really cool. I want to try it once.
I have a question.
What's
There's this
that?
new thing. I thought it was just a T-shirt, and then I saw Funko. It's called Critical Role.
What is that?
I don't know. Is that a new game?
I don't know.
Because there's a
Why would I
Funko
know that?
character. Because you're talking about card
That's
games.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh
I don't
my
know anything
gosh.
about
Is
that.
Dungeons and Dragons a card game?
It is.
It's a board
it's
game.
a
It's a
board
role-playing
LARP game.
game, right?
Yeah, it's like
It's more like a scenario.
Guys,
game,
I'm just
then.
gonna Google
Kinda.
real
Like a-
quick.
like-
Find a dungeon master
Critical
near
Role.
me
I
real
think that
quick.
would be.
Oh God! Back to you
Yeah.
guys. How do we feel? I'm gonna start.
Critical
Here
Role
we
is an
go.
American web series in which a group of professional voice actors plays Dungeons and Dragons. The show started streaming partway through the cast's first campaign in March 2015. Campaign 1 ended in October 2017. I guess there's 2 seasons now. They only came in 2018.
Live Dungeons and Dragons.
So it's like
That's
people
cool.
playing it, and there's animation of what their
See,
game was.
I would love to watch
That'd be
that.
cool.
That seems cool.
Yeah.
That seems really
It's like,
really cool.
It sounds like the long form version of a video game. But
Yeah.
instead of controlling it in the scene as it happens, like this happened, now we will draw
Roll.
it
Yeah.
later to show you what happened. Actually, I
Yeah.
think it's cooler
So-
in some way.
Sonia.
Right. What's up?
Hey. What's up?
You
okay.
asked me.
I'm
gonna tell you what's up. Okay.
Okay, so tell me what's up.
First, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh my gosh!
We're back on the dragon. We can't do
He
this the whole
started
time.
it.
We're
I'm not.
stuck in the dungeon. We can't move until we pass
Like,
go.
I don't like cutting people off, but like I don't know what is going on at all.
He's making his point about Dungeons and
I know, I'm
Dragons.
just
Just let
so
him.
many points though.
let
You sound
him-
like you really know what you're talking about. It's
I
great.
got
Let
my
him make his
needles out,
point.
man.
Yeah,
Let
I
him
got-
make his point.
I got my quiver out, okay, and I'm shooting
Aaron,
arrows.
how long have you
Okay.
been shooting? How long have you been recording?
But okay, so
We
do
are
you
at
think
an hour and
Dungeons
13
Dragons
minutes.
Okay.
is like
Just in
the
time
board
for more
game of
Dungeon
Lord of the
Masters.
Rings? Because they're similar within scenarios, but you're more attacking other people as more armies.
What?
Rather
I
than
think
a
that
scenario
Dungeons and
game.
Dragons did come about because of Lord of the Rings. I do think that there is some type of similarity there, but I don't like equating things like, oh, this is just like this. Maybe it's just its own thing. Maybe
Right.
it borrowed some creative
has similarities.
licenses and it's its own thing. Like I don't like that people are always
It's a
trying to
whole
make
genre,
something a
though,
thing,
like-
you know?
There's a whole genre, like
Yeah.
sword and sorcery is a genre. It's a genre in movies. It's Conan. It's all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's Lord of the Rings. Like that was
the thing.
I don't know when that is that simply medieval mythology, or did we create that in a more recent time, that type of genre?
I don't know. It's very interesting though.
Huh.
I mean, Tolkien made it like
Big
a bigger
in the
thing.
30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Did you say cookie?
What?
I mean, I think
Tolkien.
that's
Is it Tolkien? I never know how to pronounce
I
it.
say Tolkien. I've heard everyone else say Tolkien.
I think that
Okay.
makes
But if you say
sense.
Tolkien, it makes you sound really sophisticated.
I thought that's what his name
Tolkien.
was. I thought that's his name
Aaron,
was.
what do you
Okay.
say?
I was just saying, I think that makes sense from kind of a historical reference, is that every culture, if you don't have a specific god attached to a time period, like we can tell the Greeks through the story of the gods and so forth, but like medieval Catholic ideology in like the Middle Age Christianity, there's no like human gods to like talk about, and so we kind of had to make cultures kind of go back and try to find things like Sword in the Stone and wizards and all that. I
Yeah.
think you see
Yeah.
that a lot
Nice
in like
numbers.
storytelling in general.
Yeah.
In a time period that isn't defined by a specific
I think you see it right now.
god thing.
I think you see it right now.
How do you
It's
see it now? That's interesting.
It's comics. It's everything we're doing on TV now. Like this stuff
Sure.
is
Yes,
existing.
exactly.
We are. I think we're the most rich in mythology as a society right now, world society. I think the only thing that compares to it is ancient Greece. Is basically mythology back then was comic books. Like Hercules goes on all these journeys. It is absolutely very much the same. It is mythology. We are creating more mythology now than we ever have.
I don't think that it's mythology, because the reason I don't think that is because, like Aaron was saying,
I know writers that even call it mythology. Like we have to make this mythology. Star Wars is mythology. Marvel's is mythology.
They may be
DC
mythologies,
is
but
mythology.
what I'm saying is that I don't think that it's a fair comparison to say that it was kind of like Greek mythology, because that was Greek history. That was history to them. It wasn't.
No, I mean Zeus. And
It was.
It's part of their religion.
It was making sure that their history was going to be told over and over and over and over again throughout the ages. Whereas like what we're creating today is not something that people are going to be talking about. This is
Yeah, they will
pop
be.
culture. This is pop culture.
No, but they will be.
But it's pop culture. Like saying that it's like Greek mythology when that was their history to be like
It's not their
entertaining.
exact history though.
But it is though, because a lot of Greek
you're saying
history
Hercules
is
is a real
surrounded.
person?
It could have been a real person. We
Possibly,
don't know.
but what about
We don't
Zeus?
know. Also, could have been a real person. We don't know. I don't think that it's fair to like dismiss people's like heritage and stuff like that. Just because it's not real to you doesn't mean that it's not real to them.
Well, it was probably
That's
real
all
to
I'm
them back in the
saying.
day, but it was also there's a reason those stories are still known today.
Exactly.
They're highly entertaining.
It's not only because they're highly entertaining. That's also like the way that we were able to learn things. Like
For sure.
we talk about arachnids, how they got their
Okay.
name. That was from the Greek mythology story of Athena coming to Arachne. Boastfully, she was boasting about how she could out tapestry Athena, and she didn't know that she was doing it to Athena. She found out that it was Athena that she was being boisterous to. She killed herself. Athena brings her back as a spider so that she can continue to weave her tapestries. That's why we have spiders.
Yeah, the story is
So, like I'm saying, like
Everybody
that's
knows that. The story is
that also
spiders.
like that type of stuff explains a lot of things that happened back then. Whereas our stuff doesn't explain anything. There's just creativity, entertainment.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
There's similar mythology to that as well in, say, like Native American tales.
exactly.
Of, like how the bear, I don't know the story at all, but the reason the Big Dipper is a bear with a long tail is that the Native Americans
Person major.
said that bears at one time had a long tail and they lost it in some fable type story. They stuck
Exactly.
it down a hole and it got bit off by a gopher. I don't know if that's real or not. I'm making
It's
that
not,
up, but it could
but-
be my memory. I don't know. I think they were fishing with it and the fish bit it off.
I don't
Somehow
know.
he lost his tail. But that's part of it is part of their tradition and whatnot.
It's part of the
but
history.
It is still a story that we know now because it's still such a great story. So what I'm saying that we're doing now, there's great stories now, and I don't see our society ending. It will in a cataclysm, or if we just like kill the planet, I think we'll be the last society. But I don't see us like ending and then another society finding us for a very long time. I think the stories we've started will last for a very long time. You even see that with. So, like, Star Wars could last for hundreds of years. People just keep adding to it. And that's what they did in Greek mythology. People just kept adding to it. You even see it in more recent history, even though it's history. Sherlock Holmes was created in the 1800s. They're still making Sherlock Holmes stories. There's still Sherlock Holmes series and movies now. So that is what a mythology is. It's taking a story and just adding to it throughout time. That's
I think
what
we
mythology
have
is.
two very, very different perspectives on mythologies and
I think
and
we're
stuff.
talking about fables.
I think I
Which is
am
very
talking
closely
about
related.
fables and history because there's a lot of things that, like stories that my parents told me from their culture as to why things are the way that they are.
But
like
is it a true story? Because the bear never lost his
it
tail.
may
The
or
bull
may
just
not
didn't
be a
have
true
tail.
story, but that is that culture's history and what they believe. So
Would you just call it a cultural history? But it's not like world history.
I'm not saying that it's world history. I'm saying that the reason why they are still so popular is because of the cultures that continue to share their stories.
So you don't call it mythology, though?
I don't think it's a mythology. I think that that's how their culture continues to have their presence, and so
Right.
that they're not forgotten.
I do see what you're saying. I don't know if we're disagreeing on the same thing.
Okay.
I think that is very
don't know.
much a cool thing. I very much believe that too. But are we differing on the definition of mythology, or if what we're making today
I
is
think
mythology?
we're differing on what we are considering mythology. Like, I don't think that comics can be put in the same category as Greek mythology because comics were made solely out of like entertainment for everyone when we were going to war. It was to get your mind off of the war.
You don't
It
think they
was
did
to-
that back in ancient Greece when they're going to war?
I don't think so. They made them heroes, whereas
Okay,
You
so
know-
one person I knew that did exist that is a mythological hero is Achilles.
yeah,
You don't think he was basically the Captain America of the time? He was a positive propaganda soldier. You know what I mean? They created Captain America in the
blessed by the
40s
gods.
yeah.
to tell these like upbringing stories about soldiers fighting in actual World War II as a comic. You don't think they did that with Achilles?
I don't think so. Because he wasn't the only one that they did that with. It wasn't just
That's
Achilles. It was
Maybe a Hercules.
Perseus and Pericles and all
Right.
these other people. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't know. I just think that for you to say that comics and stuff are the same as actual, like, cultural history is not the same to me. I don't think that Greek mythology and comics can be put in the same category because it's completely different. Comics were pure
But it was
entertainment.
a form of storytelling.
I think you guys
It
can
is.
both
It is
be
a
right.
form of entertainment.
the
I'm
most
not saying
sacred
that
thing
at
we've
all.
done as
I'm not saying that it's
humans
not entertainment, but it was. These stories were to continue to keep our history, so people knew we existed. Whereas comics, we just write them for entertainment. We write them to escape
I think
our
some
reality.
are written as entertainment, and they're very good stories regardless. I think some are written with a much more spiritual belief in some.
Like reflect.
Yeah, I
Here's the
mean,
thing.
Watchmen. Yeah,
Watchmen.
I will say that.
We are in a post-religious society at this point, so people just believe what they want and it's fine. But people don't hold on to the traditional religions like they used to.
Right.
Like, I think maybe our generation, Aaron, some people are, some people aren't. Definitely our parents' generation is the last generation to really hold on to the Bible as the Bible. You know what I mean? There's people now there's
I
people
don't know that I would agree with that.
No? You don't think so?
No.
No, there's still tons of people that are very, very religious and devoted to their religion.
But I think there's far more people that just see it as a
But that's in our world
book
here
of
in the States.
cultural, folk myths and mythology on itself. Some people look at it that way.
The
More people do.
cultural middle ground has gone away. So if
Yeah.
you're going to be very religious, you're still going to church.
Yeah.
Or you're still going to you're still a part of that community. But the middle ground, the people that didn't really care anyway, and then the people that staunchly are opposed to it, they're the ones that aren't as involved. But I think that's created a huge gap.
Yeah.
I think it's been a huge mistake.
Yeah.
There's like no common middle community place anymore without some of those institutions. I think we're sorely lacking that in society. I don't know how we bring that back. I've thought about that a lot. Because church and the Elks Club and stuff like that, that did a lot.
Yeah.
It just it covered up other smaller problems before they got big.
Yeah.
It was like mowing somebody's yard, and then you'd have a conversation, and then you wouldn't hate that person. It was just, or you would just know more people in the community, right? And just knowing more people made a difference.
Yeah.
I think we're paying a price for that.
Yeah,
I think so too.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and the other thing is multi-generational friendships don't happen, and that was the social context for that. That was the context for a child to know a very old person, and vice versa for like older people that didn't have, old single ladies, never married. The spinster, she had a fun kid to play with, and that's gone. I think we've missed a lot of different types of relationships because of that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think so. I think you're right. I think that the more that we break away from like cultural traditions, or even just like little things, like your grandparents telling you a story that you continue to tell over and over and over again, I think we're missing that a lot because people are like, I'm too cool for it, or you don't know anything, and that's stupid. This and the
there
third.
Are some things
like
that are,
it's getting pretty sad.
There's some things I think were around for a very long time that are about to change. Like I think, like one of my favorite, I think humor is a different thing per person. It's also a different thing per culture.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you would describe my humor. It's like
you have a very dark, dry humor.
Dark, dry humor.
Very dark, dry, and sarcastic humor.
Very dark.
What
very
other
dry.
people would you put me with? Either like like characters actors, or like a group of people. And this isn't me like blowing up my own head.
Once I found out about Moon Knight, I think you're Moon Knight. I think that's you.
So what type of like group, people, whatever is that?
The very sarcastic, pessimistic, like, kind of people. Like, just shitting on everybody and not having, like, you just think everybody's opinion is stupid. That's you.
No, I don't think everyone's
That's
opinion is
you.
stupid. No. I just have a very strong point of my opinion, but I'm not going to disagree with yours. I can see where you're absolutely right with this mythology thing. It's just I think we might both be right.
I'm not saying that we're not both right, but what I'm saying is that I don't think that we should belittle these traditions.
No, we're not
and
belittling
stuff.
them at all. At all. They're
But when you
amazing.
compare them to comic books, it kind of is.
No,
because
no.
comics are now, I don't even want to get into the new comics, especially not the one about Captain America, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut about that.
That is a story told about current times.
Yeah.
But the most sacred thing to me that humans have done as a society, what like really differentiates us from any, the animals, is whatever they say, that's such a cliche thing to say, is that we've told stories.
Yeah.
That is the coolest thing that humans have ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was like the very first person, I want to be the very first person who told a story. They're like, hey, so-and-so, my caveman buddy, just ate shit over there. I'm going to tell you this story. It's great. That was probably the first story I ever told. But it's something like from the very first person that could talk, told his kids something. And that became a bigger story. He told more people over time. And it's something we've done forever. And then as society has progressed, our stories do get more complex and they get kind of neater. They're not so simple. It's not like, Ugg over there got in the fight with the big bird. Now it's St. Joseph slayed the dragon. And then it's Hercules, I know we're going back in time, fought the Hydra. And now it's Superman fought Godzilla. Who knows? I know you hate Godzilla.
I also hate Superman, but hey.
It's not the character. It's this concept is. That is how we've always entertained ourselves. That's what draws us together. That's what makes us have hope. And it comes in many different forms. Right now, it's movies, which are really directly related from comics, because I think what movies are doing now is showing society what we kind of blinked at in the 70s and 80s and 90s that certain people were paying attention to. And they're like, these stories are great. Let's pull from these. Let's tell our stories in the grand scale, that because we can now because of technology. But it's no different than tribal caveman back in the day telling, the hunting story. It's what we do as a people. So to me, mythology is what you do when you add story with these characters running, and it's the coolest thing that we do.
So it's kind of like the telephone game.
A little bit, yeah.
Right, it's where you hear someone tells you
that makes-
something and you kind of embellish it a
more
little bit, but you
that
want to
does
put
make
your own
a
view on
story, yeah. Mythology, collection of myths, and then it also says especially when belonging to a political religion or cultural tradition. That's how these things come about. Religions are based off of stories.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Yes, there's religions based on this and cultural stories based on that, but there's very little difference as a human behavior and tradition to tell stories. And I don't think comics are any different than mythology because I see them as one and the same. It's the same tradition of telling these grandiose things. They were not telling stories of, in Greek mythology at least, of relatable things. We're talking about, a lightning god and a
Everything
strong
was
man.
relatable in Greek mythology,
True,
though.
but we're doing the same thing here
Mike,
too.
can I jump in
Go
with a
for it.
story?
Please do.
I think I can break the tie with this story. I taught music for like 15 years, and the thing that happens in every young person's life between the ages of like 10 and 12 who's learning music is I'll be teaching them the Beatles and classic rock and classic stuff, whatever they're learning, and then they'll say, Aaron, into this pool of Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and Nirvana, have you heard of this boy band? This boy band is the new thing. This is the new. You've been telling me about these artists. I've found the new one, and it's your job as a teacher to look them in the eye and go like, yeah, let's do it. Let's learn this band because maybe you're right. Because maybe the Beatles were there too. But you always have to do it a little bit tongue in cheek because there's no way that whatever the current thing is gonna get there. But you don't know because it could be that this 10-year-old's cultural symbol is the next one that I'm not understanding, and that it's gonna go further and further. I think there's something in there. So we might this might be our mythology, or it might not be our mythology. But our culture will be remembered by some story 1,000 years, and 10,000 years from now, and I kind of wonder what that story will be. I don't know.
Here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Do you want there ever to not be Batman stories told?
Of course not. I love that pop culture history.
You don't think that's a mythology after 1,000 years of Batman stories are being still told? You don't think that's a mythology?
I don't think that people are going to consider it a mythology. I think they're going to continue to consider it as entertainment and comics, like entertainment stories.
But what if they're talking about...
Like, no one is really going to think that Batman really existed.
Right.
No one is going to think that there was really this billionaire guy going around and being a Cape Crusader.
Okay, wait.
No.
Wait.
No. Hold on.
I want this one question, and I have the camera.
You're interrupting me.
Go.
Okay.
Because I got a good point with that.
Okay, 10,000 years from now,
Yeah.
the kids are gonna say Greek mythology. That was Zeus and so forth.
Right.
And then they're gonna say, what was Chinese mythology? And they'll have all the Chinese gods. And they say, what was American mythology? Are they gonna go like, oh, that was Wolverine and Batman and Beyonce, right?
Yeah.
Wolverine, Batman, Beyonce, and George Washington. That's the American mythology thing.
Yeah.
I think they probably will.
So George Washington would be equivalent to like Caesar because that was like a real person, but like.
Yeah,
say
and they'll be like, I
Wolverine was
think
a
George
Hercules.
Washington was real, but Beyonce definitely was not real, and they'll do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I agree with that.
But like, they told those stories 3,000 years ago, the Greeks.
And we're still talking about it now.
Yeah, I think it's a mythology. I don't think at the
I don't
time.
think that's a mythology. I think that was that cultural belief, that cultural history that we continue to tell now, because they teach
Right.
Greek mythology in school. Why? Because it's so closely related to history. They're not going to teach kids about Batman. They're not going to teach kids about Captain America or Captain Marvel.
They might at a point.
Maybe because it's pop
1,000 years
culture.
from now,
Pop
some really
culture.
like important, good storied characters. They may.
We'll see, because I honestly don't feel that way because of what I've seen recently in comics. That's
Okay.
why I feel the way that I feel about whether or not people are going to start talking about it, because I feel like this weird time period that we're in right now where everything is so hyper sensitive, everything is so hypersensitive that people are just going to be turned off about it. They're like, oh, in the 20,000s, meh, I don't want to talk about this time period because it was just so sensitive. It was just so this. It was just so that. Like,
No, I think they'll definitely
let's
talk
try
about
to
it
forget about
because,
this part.
because of that. I think they'll definitely talk about that.
We'll see. But, I mean, the same thing goes in Germany. They don't really talk about what happened.
Yeah, but we're not doing that.
But I'm saying, like, we could be in that time frame where no one wants to talk about it because they don't want to get canceled.
Well, the world talks about what Germany did.
The
Just
world
not
does
Germany.
talk about it. I'm just saying I don't think that comics can be put on that same field because Greek mythology has been allowed. Not only just Greek mythology, we have the Aztec community, we have the Mayans, we have all these ancient histories, all these ancient civilizations that we continue to talk about right now because those stories are part of that history.
Okay.
Whereas
You don't-
comics
you
are
don't find that to
not
be
part of
mythology?
our like history.
So I'm confused. Is that mythology or not?
I don't think it's mythology. I think it's cultural history.
Okay. It is cultural history.
Yeah.
They're the same thing.
We will agree
They're
to
the
disagree.
same thing. That's why they
okay.
say Greek mythology and they say Indian mythology because per culture has their mythology. Per
So
mythology
you think that
is
comics
attached-
are American mythology?
Yes.
Okay, then just say that. Just say that. That's not what
we
you
just
said.
That's what
That's
we
not
said.
what you said, and that's not what the
Ay,
discussion
ay.
was about.
It's American mythology, and like 3,000 years, they'll be like, "Oh, cool! All this American mythology. Let's study the American mythology."
I think
And there's more than
think
that. There's the
my
stories we make, and then America does have mythology. America has the Davy Crockett's and the Daniel Boones and the Johnny Appleseeds.
those are tall tales and fables.
Those were all real people. Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone absolutely were real people.
Okay,
Nothing attached
I'm
to
not
that.
saying that they weren't, but you're not talking about them. You're talking about Captain America, and you're talking about Batman.
But the Paul Bunyans,
Yes, Paul
who
Bunyan.
didn't exist.
Maybe he
Same
did. Maybe he
idea.
didn't.
No, he didn't. He was a giant with a big blue locks.
Who knows? Who knows?
Like, what is that?
Who knows?
Anyways,
All I'm saying is that we don't know. So we can't say that these people didn't exist because we didn't know. We don't know. The Greeks 110%
there are
believe that
characters in Greek mythology that absolutely do not exist.
we don't know that.
Okay, but listen, like Mercury,
That's Roman.
which was basically a regurgitation of Greek mythology. What's Mercury's Hermes? Is that his
I think so.
Okay.
Hermes, yeah.
Same guy. Anyways, you think that guy existed? The guy that
I
flew really
honestly
fast
believe that
on wingy feet.
I honestly believe that there was a possibility that he could have existed. I don't think that these people would say these things for so long if it wasn't at one point true. I'm not saying it was true to the extent that they said it,
Okay.
but there is a possibility that it could have been true. We don't know. Just like for us as humans to be like, oh, we're the only thing that exists in this universe. How do we know that? What if these deities were aliens to these people? We don't know that. And I don't want to sit here and say that that couldn't have been true because we don't know.
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna go on a crazy tangent here, but I'm gonna say this conversation is like watching the movie Year One with Jack Black. Literally,
I love that movie.
Literally, Michael was talking about the cavemen. There you go, 2 cavemen, and then they go into different cultures and beliefs, and they're like, whoa, and then they start talking and congregating, and then there's, you know,
Yeah, I get
they
that.
become enslaved, and they're like, oh my god, da, 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 and they have to like build stuff, and it's crazy. And then they become
I'm
gods because
very-
all of a sudden they, Jack Black at the end of the movie, like rain starts hailing and down.
You're really
to the
telling this whole
clouds.
movie.
It's like, oh
You're
my-
really doing it.
I literally just told you the whole concept
You're
of the
doing a
movie.
pain in the game again.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I do agree. I'm very fascinated by like early civilizations and like the progression of
We gotta keep
you
it
know,
civilized.
the human race.
We gotta keep it civilized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, did you see the Suicide Squad trailer?
I did.
How fun does that look?
I'm very excited, but also I don't know. I'm kind of in the air with it. I'm
Why?
so in the air with it because I really love the DC animated universe.
Yeah.
And they did a fan-freaking-tastic job with the last Suicide Squad. That's it's on HBO Max if you'd like to watch it.
Harley
I
Quinn?
think.
Are you talking about Harley
No,
Quinn?
it's not Harley Quinn. It's literally
there's a
called the
Suicide
Suicide
Squad
Squad. I can't remember. I think Hell and Back or
commercial,
something like
cartoon.
that. But it was so good.
Oh,
So
really?
like my standard for DC movies
Is-
comes from the animated
Yeah.
universe.
They do make very good animated.
And so I'm
features.
scared that they're gonna fuck this up. I'm really
Okay.
scared that they are because they've got some really good characters in there. I'm kind of sad to not see Deathstroke. I'm sad that he's not, he's not there. But I'm excited. I am excited to see it. Hopefully, it's better than the first
Is
one.
Deathstroke in the Suicide Squad?
I'm sorry, Deadshot. Wow, I said I just said Deathstroke,
I know
and
what
that's
you
Slade
mean now.
Wilson, but that was Deadshot. I'm so sorry.
There's Deathstroke. There's Deadshot.
Yeah.
Who's Death Star?
I
There's a
want
Death Star.
I want a Deathstroke movie.
Yeah.
I really want to see
Joe Manganiello.
Joe play
He's pretty cool.
Slade. He looks like
Yeah.
whoever casted him. Fantastic
Good
job.
job. Good.
Fantastic
Way to
job
look at
because
him-
I'm like,
Way to
yo,
look at Joe and be like, he just needs a haircut.
he definitely
Yeah.
looks like what I would picture Deathstroke.
Deathstroke's cool.
Yeah, he
Deathstroke's a
is.
very
He's
cool
one of my
bad guy.
favorite guys.
He's a
He's
very
not.
cool
He's like an anti-hero kind of ish.
He's been very bad before though.
Yeah, he does
He's
what he
an
wants.
assassin.
He does what he wants. Like whatever. He does whatever
Who would
he
you
wants.
compare him to? Like the Punisher? On,
No,
the
I think
Marvel
he's
side?
worse than the Punisher.
Because he's a mercenary. Do you know that Deadpool was created as a direct parody of Deathstroke?
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I see it. I can see that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
He's just the like super like sarcastic and witty version because Slade is very, very serious. He doesn't play like games. He doesn't say witty quips. He's just like, you said something messed up to me. I'm going to kill you now. Like, I don't care. That's
Sucks.
my mission. And that's what Slade is. But I would still like to see that movie.
Right.
I'm interested in seeing that movie because he's got so many enemies. Like, not just Batman, but also Arrow. And
Yeah, makes sense.
it'll be interesting. I want to see it. Dang it. I'm excited.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
I'm excited.
That is probably. It looks very entertaining.
It does.
That's probably
It
like one of my
does.
favorite versions of DC.
The
It's
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
This one looks more fun than the other movie.
Which other one?
This one is The Suicide Squad. The other one's just called Suicide Squad.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
But the one with the first Harley Quinn movie, basically. You don't
Oh,
remember this?
Birds of Prey?
No. With Deadshot. With Will
Will Smith? Yeah.
Ferrell. What if Will Ferrell died?
Idris Elba's gonna be in this one.
Yeah.
Did you? I was like, what? Y'all gonna play?
John Cena. Sylvester Stallone is
Shut up.
is,
Stallone's
King-
in it.
King
I didn't
Shark.
see him. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's who voices him.
King Shark is a shark.
I like King Shark. I liked him in Harley Quinn. When he's Ron Funches.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
He,
so what's
it's
what's
really
going on?
funny. You gotta watch. You gotta watch
So
Suicide Squad.
trailer's coming out.
It's really
Yeah.
And
funny.
these are the characters in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should go
I'm
to
gonna
YouTube.
watch it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go to
watch it.
YouTube. It's just a trailer.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tube it up.
Tube
We'll
it
see.
up. Tube it up.
We'll
So
see.
I guess Restore the Snyderverse is the most toxic thing on the internet right now.
Wait, what?
People are
Toxic?
fighting about whether there should be or shouldn't be a Snyderverse.
Well, isn't the Snyderverse coming to HBO Max?
They don't know. It's
Look,
all up in the air. The
Zach.
Rock is in the fight with WB right now.
Zach,
with it
you better
to bring
let
it
this
back.
shit happen, or we're gonna have
I
problems.
don't know. I don't know if it's him. I don't know
We're
if it's
gonna
them.
have
I don't know.
problems. So are we not gonna get a Black Adam?
I don't.
Because this has been talked about for
I
a long
think
time.
we were supposed to, and it's supposed to be happening. But it does make sense that The Rock is fighting with Warner Brothers to make sure that it's there.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
We'll see.
We'll
I hope
see.
we get one. I hope we get. I mean, I don't. At this point, I don't think Flash is ever coming out. I don't think so.
Yeah, probably
And yeah, I really would love to see a Snyder universe on HBO Max,
that'd be cool.
especially if they make it dark.
they could do that.
That'd be dope.
He just needs to do a bunch of movies. I don't feel like he could do a show.
I think TV
Or he'd
shows are
want to do
better.
a
I feel
show.
like shows are better
Shows
these
are
days.
better.
Because
He would have
you
to
get
shoot a whole
more.
movie and make it into a show.
You get more out of it.
Cut it into a show.
Yeah.
Um,
You get to really tell a story with the TV show.
what's your favorite MCU movie?
My favorite MCU
Yeah.
movie? Doctor Strange.
That's a good one. Dylan?
I didn't catch those.
MCU? Marvels?
No.
What about
Iron Man.
I've seen Iron Man.
Oh my
Say Iron
God.
Man, bro.
MCUs.
Yeah.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
There you go.
Aaron, what's your favorite MCU movie?
Yeah, I've seen Iron Man as well.
Good. Oh,
Yeah, I
God.
think Iron Man would have to
No,
be
I mean
glad.
honestly, Iron Man is my favorite one. Yeah, it was. I feel like they
Yay.
just nailed it.
They did.
Like
was a good movie.
they built the whole concept on, a win,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
they knew they had to have the win, and I feel like Iron Man is the Harrison Ford of this decade.
Right.
That he was able to get that sort of classic, that guy aged character down
You talking about
that everybody liked.
Robert Downey.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
I
And
just
I feel
love.
like they kind of based the whole thing off that success.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love that. Like, that literally is his character. Like
That's
that
his
literally
personality?
that's literally who Robert Downey Jr.
That's what I'm saying.
is.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
You
that's
just
what you're
wanna fight
saying,
me.
but it just he really went from bad boy, in and out of jail
Mm-hmm.
to Tony. Like, it's just crazy that you lived the life of your actual character, and I just love that. I love it. I think he did a fantastic job, and I don't know if they could ever put somebody else in his shoes,
No.
He did about the same thing with Sherlock Holmes.
He's good at
Sherlock
Sherlock.
He's
Holmes
good at
was more,
Sherlock, yeah.
He was more of like a wise bad boy kind of thing. They're just like, I got this.
He's got
No.
Yeah.
it. Do you like Ragnarok?
I love Ragnarok.
They say Ragnarok's the most watchable
It's
MCU movie.
hilarious. It's
very
really
funny.
good. It's really good.
Aaron, have you seen Ragnarok? Thor Ragnarok?
No, but that did look. Didn't that have like an '80s vibe or something?
It had an
It
80s vibe.
did.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's
like
probably
a fantasy
why.
80s vibe.
Yeah.
Like a TV, like those
I
cool
would
TV
probably
shows.
like
yeah,
that,
yeah. Like
With
kind of
Space
Knight Rider,
Hawks, Knight
Rider
Rider-ish.
kind of ish. Yeah.
But it was Vikings in space. It was Vikings in like intergalactic battles.
Yeah.
It's very 80s. And they had Led Zeppelin on the soundtrack.
It was
great.
great.
Yeah,
It was
it's
great.
that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Jeff
Vikings and
Goldblum was
spaceships.
so good in
That's
it.
the best way to say it. Vikings and spaceships.
Yeah, it was great.
That's
It was
what
great.
Ragnarok is, yeah.
Super funny. Love it.
Jeff Goldblum was great in that.
He was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was like, you really helped make this movie.
Jeff Goldblum is also Jeff Goldblum.
I know.
Like, he
he
always
gets
is
to
some-
play
yeah,
himself
yeah,
in everything, and
yeah.
it's just like, you know what? That guy's fucking awesome.
You know why? Because people always be like, okay, and then Thor did this, and then the Hulk did this, or you could change movies and be like, and then Dr. Alan Grant did this, and Ellie Sattler did this. But Jeff Goldblum sitting over here, you never say his character name. You're like, and then in Thor, like, there's like, and then Thor did that, but Jeff Goldblum's up here doing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that really explains a lot. It's like, oh, he's being Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
He's doing something super confusing, but it seems
It
funny but
works.
smart.
It
and,
works
he's
so well.
He's being Jeff Goldblum over
It was
there.
good.
Yeah.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
there's very few actors like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was great.
yeah, he's great. Anyways,
I loved him. Man.
Dylan, you told me to start watching it, and I did, and I know Sonja did. Invincible, the cartoon.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Oh my
I
God,
told you to watch
Dylan.
it. Why did you ask me if I watched it? I got into it
Because I wanted to know if I needed to. Catch
You're
up
like, you
on
watched
it
it?
or
It's
not.
like, no.
We
but
were
I-
literally watching it because of you.
You texted me and you went.
I didn't
and
know.
No, Dylan texted me and goes, "Do you watch Invincible?" And I go, "No, but I will." And like that's my thing. If I'm wanting you to watch things, I'll watch things that you told me.
Did you guys see? There was a movie on Prime called The Spirit.
Dylan, we were literally watching this show for you, and you're not even watching it.
You're not gonna listen to us.
He was like, so
I'm just gonna be
other
Invincible.
things that are on
Oh my
Prime.
gosh.
I'm just gonna be Invincible in the corner.
No, because we want to talk about it. You got us into it. You got to listen, man.
I'm gonna listen.
Okay, thank you.
Are you gonna watch it?
Now I will watch it.
Oh my God, you made the suggestion.
How many episodes?
I'm only on episode 2.
I'm on 1. I finished 1. It's. I thought it'd be funny for some reason. It's not. But,
yeah, it's not. I thought it was supposed to be
it'd
hilarious.
No.
It was super
It
serious.
does
I was
look-
like, wait, what?
Yeah. I was like, where's the funny? Where's the funny?
Right?
I'm
I
like,
kept
I
waiting
guess
for
this
it,
isn't
and
supposed
it
to be
wasn't
funny.
happening. I was
No.
like, oh, so it's not like The
Right.
Boys.
Boys is great. It's good though. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
it's
finish.
interesting.
I'm gonna finish watching
Yeah?
it. It looks. Yeah.
I thought the episode had ended, and then there was like more of the first episode, and the fight scene at the end. I'm just like, what
Yeah.
is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does that a lot in the whole like
Really?
show. I'm like, wait. What?
Yeah.
We're going there right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Things change.
Yeah.
Really quickly.
Really quick.
Yeah. So,
I like it.
Yeah. It's written by Robert Kirkman,
I
who's
don't know
the
who that
writer
is.
of The Walking Dead. He's the creator of
Oh.
Walking Dead. And if you actually look at the voice cast, it's a lot of Walking Dead characters
Oh.
in the first episode. But yeah, it's he's a good writer. It's very interesting. Now I know why it's so gory.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Someone should have warned me about that. I
For
was
reals.
not ready. I was
No.
like, wait, hold up. I thought this was supposed to be like a parody.
Funny and kid
That's
like.
funny. Yeah.
It looks like The Tick. It looks like the same type of animation.
Yeah, it does.
So you're like, oh, this will be great.
and it got
No,
really, really
wow.
violent, really,
violent.
fast.
Very fast. Very
I was
fast.
like, whoa.
There's a movie coming out that I'll probably see because I like scary movies. It's called Unholy Mary.
Sounds awesome.
So, Aaron, do you hear these stories? It used to happen like in the more of the earlier part of the 20th century. People would see specifically like the Virgin Mary in places.
Yeah,
Like, it is
that's a
usually
common
in
thing.
like a very Catholic country.
Yeah.
Usually, I think most of them was in Latin America. There's plenty in Spain, one in Portugal. I'm sure in Brazil. People would see like the Virgin Mary. It would appear to them, and it's like this whole thing. And a shrine would be built. This, that, and the other. There's a movie that says that, and I've heard this theory before. If you are Catholic, you believe it's Mary. If you're of the, I'd say like born again Christian type of Christian, non-denominational, whatnot, they believe that you will only ever see Jesus, and that Mary is a demon parading as that. So that's what this movie's about.
Wait, what now?
So when you see the Virgin Mary, it's really demonic. It's not the Virgin Mary. It's actually like a deity concealed to
A
be that way.
demon.
Like a demon. Because they
This
can't
sounds,
impersonate Jesus because they're not powerful enough. So they have to impersonate like another saint or Mary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or just Mary.
So it looks like a
Okay.
creepy, scary movie.
All right.
But that's what born again Christians believe when there's like the Lady of Fatima, which is in Portugal. That type of like they saw. It was weird. They saw the Virgin Mary in like the side of a cliff, but she was like this big. It was like a very small. All of a sudden, you see like an elf, Keebler elf-sized Virgin Mary, and they made a shrine for it. I don't know how big these other Virgin Marys are, but like that one in particular always weirded me out. I'm like, she's so little. But like it was a thing. There's like footage of this, not of the Mary, but like people seeing it. They're like, oh my gosh, I see it. And it never showed up on film, but like all
that
these
is
people in
trippy.
this like village in Portugal, they were seen by these very young girls who later became nuns because they were like so compelled by, the Virgin Mary. It was a weird phenomenon that was happening in the earlier part of the 20th century, probably before that too.
Okay.
But
That sounds nuts.
it's a thing that happens.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. It's like a kind of a. It's always in rural areas with Catholic type. Like, I don't know if it's happened in big cities. Maybe.
Does it
but,
have a
yeah.
thing to do with Lucifer?
No, bro.
Okay.
No,
Oh, right.
No.
Wow.
Because
You mean the show?
no.
Oh,
Because
what?
according to the books, that the devil was once an angel who
True.
was fallen,
True.
but I don't know how to finish this.
I don't
whole-
either, man. No,
whole
it has nothing to do
thing.
with Lucifer. It still
But
sounds
then
scary,
he
though.
tried to have.
What's funny is you don't think of. You do think of the devil when you think of demons, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So, to me, they're like it's like another scary thing.
Demons?
Yeah, it's not the devil, but it's another. It's like equally as scary.
Yeah.
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 I feel like the devil's too busy, but the demons are what you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarier. Anyways, The Obi-Wan Kenobi cast has been announced.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to Ewan McGregor as
Of course.
Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden Christensen's back as Anakin.
Oh, God. Okay.
Probably in flashback form.
Fantastic.
I know he's playing Darth Vader.
Of course.
Probably not. I hope not the voice. I hope they keep James Earl Jones the voice.
Well,
No matter
as
what.
long as we have him.
True, you do that a lot. I don't know who Moses Ingram is. She's beautiful. She's going to be something. I'm not going to talk about all these people. Joel Egerton, and I guess Bonnie Peace.
Yeah,
They're going to be Owen and Baru.
I don't know. She was in
Or
that.
Lars.
She was
Owen
in
Lars.
that cult thingy that we were watching.
Oh.
That's her. She got recasted.
Interesting. She was in Nixium?
She was, yeah.
Nixium?
Yeah.
Camille Nanjiani's going to be in it?
He's funny. Wait, that first of all, I feel like he needs to stop double dipping, okay? You're going to be in the Immortals or
Right.
whatever that crap is that I'm not going to go see because it looks terrible and boring as hell. But you can't be double dipping. You can't be MCU and Star Wars. That's not right.
I feel like there's some other actors that do that. I don't know about Star Wars and that specifically.
Like, those are two really, really, really big franchises,
Right.
though, you know? Like, I don't know.
Ming-Na Wen,
Who was that?
the Chinese actress, she's basically like an action star.
Okay. What was she in?
She was in Marvel, and now she's in Mandalorian.
Okay, but what did she do?
She was like a.
Exactly. If you can't
Hold
even
on.
remember,
Listen,
then
no,
she's not
I'm
that
trying-
important.
No, she was important. She was like she was an agent, like assassin, martial artist, pilot agent in the first one. She was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
And then in the Star Wars, she's a bounty hunter, sniper.
Again, if it takes you that long, she wasn't
No,
that
dude,
important.
It's just hard to say.
If it
It's hard
takes
to
you that
say.
long, she wasn't that important. That's like the guy that plays Korath in Captain Marvel, but he also plays the other guy in
Guardians of the
Shazam.
Galaxy.
Shazam.
He's also in Guardians of the Galaxy as one of those.
Probably
robot people.
Korath again.
No, different.
No, I looked it up. It was Korath.
Oh,
That was
really?
his name. Yeah,
okay.
it's the same character.
Did not know.
Yeah, but I'm saying again, he's not that memorable, so of course he can be in two different like franchises. But like, that's you know what I'm saying. Like you can't be two important characters in two big franchises. That's like Henry Cavill saying, "I want to go play Captain America now."
Right.
It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
True.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Indira Varma, who was
Oh my
in
God, Game of Thrones.
She's
Freaking love her.
She's a good-looking lady.
So sad at
Yeah.
what
I
happened
don't
to
know
her.
what she's playing. Some dude that looks like a brunette Orlando Bloom. Don't know who that is.
He looks
Rupert
like-
Friend.
Oh yeah,
that your
it kind of
name?
looks like Johnny
Rupert Friend.
Depp.
A little bit. It's like Johnny Depp and
And Orlando Bloom had a baby. Yeah,
And it's
that's
this
exactly
guy.
what he looks
Yeah.
like.
And then
Ah.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. is Ice
Little
Cube's son.
little Ice Cube,
Yeah.
little Cube.
Sung Kang, was he in Fast and the Furious 3?
I don't know. I've never
Tokyo
I
Drift.
don't watch a lot of those. I've seen maybe
Simone
3.
Kessel, I've seen her face. I know I've seen her. I've seen her in things. I don't know what she's from though. And then Benny Salvade, which just he kind of looks like he works in the tech department at some big company.
Okay,
He does.
but that guy really
He
looks
does
like
IT.
Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom had a baby.
Simone Kessel, who was she in?
I don't know. I can let me see her face. Yeah, I don't know who that is,
He looks like he works in IT.
but I know Sung Kang.
He was in Tokyo Drift.
I didn't see that movie,
You
but
keep
I've seen him
saying
in
that?
other stuff.
But that's what I'm saying he's in.
But I've never seen
That's
it,
not
so I
Tokyo
don't
Drift.
know. I've known him for other
You will
stuff.
see Tokyo Drift.
I already saw it.
Oh my god, Dylan.
Me?
That's so good.
Me and I already saw it.
Okay. This has been Late to the Party. We can end on that note. Episode 5. There we go. Happy April Fool's Day. There you go.
Great.
Yeah.